You guys seems to be bored. So sure you get. So you have to start talking about things I want to hear. That if I start putting effort into my social media now, I will get so number of sales. If I get so number of sales, I will get number of revenue. That way I can say I want to do something else. Like I want to improve it as a sure you get. So you have to find something others are not actually finding about a particular person you have surveyed or try to actually check. Do you get it now? So from that profiling, you now come and say, oh, I can do this, I can do that based on the skills you have acquired. Meanwhile, you have never done it before. But that one job is what will actually pave way for you in that particular role. From there, you now start meeting more people and they are going to be bringing their gigs to all. Have you actually listened to one or two things? Did we learn anything at all? So does anybody have a question so that I can actually take one or two questions before I leave? Feel free to ask questions. I can come to you. It's fine. Okay, there is microphone. Yeah, good. Raise up your hand. Yes, good.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that section. So my question is, I hear so much about tech, and I'm very, very interested in it, but I don't really know much. And okay, I think I was supposed to go for an interview. Then when I check the requirements, as little as Microsoft, PowerPoint, Excel, so I was not like, wow, that is most of the jobs now. They need tech. They'll tell you, they'll even indicate it, the website. So if I want to learn or if I want to start, so what platform? You mentioned platform, the right platform. So what platform can I start with? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So in tech, they call something MVP, minimum viable product. So as an applicant or somebody that's seeking job, you have to first look at the minimum requirements from any job as well. And you have mentioned that that's Microsoft Office or Microsoft Suite. Now, mastering Microsoft Suite itself is called what they call computer appreciation. They are the basic thing you have to know. It's not even something let's say is techie. It's not about techie, but they are the most basic thing you have to know today in 21st century. We call it digital literacy. Are you with me? So you have to first master that. And the good news is that NIDA actually launched a national initiative on digital literacy. They call it Digital Literacy for All. It's a free something you can take for yourself when it comes to appreciating when it comes to computer. That's one. After you have now gotten yourself very, very good at Microsoft Word or Google Docs, you can now proceed that you want to take it a further level and say, oh, I want to now specialize. I want to become a virtual assistant. In that virtual assistance role, you need to actually master, you must have actually had that digital literacy skills we mentioned. Because you can't become a virtual assistant without knowing how to even use Microsoft Word. You can't even how to communicate with people over Skype. They have Skype. So Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Meet, you get. So through that digital literacy itself, you must have actually familiarize yourself with the entire tools that you need to actually thrive in that virtual assistant role. So the next thing will now be how does virtual assistant now work? How do they use these tools to actually assist your employer? Do you get it now? So the first step is what? Digital literacy. While the second one will now be you taking another thing. Meanwhile, tech is not for everybody. Let me repeat it. Tech is not for everybody. We have what we call technical and non-technical roles in tech. So you don't need to start writing code before you can actually become a tech person. Sure, you can pick the non-technical aspect, which is what the digital marketing, UI, UX design, product management, other area like that. Do you get? So the second question, so that I can. Okay, thanks. We still have another person that wants our question. Good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
So my name is Emmanuel, and I want to ask a question. What would be your advice for people that are already in sales, but they're not in tech sales? People like, say, for instance, people are in finance, maybe asset management or pensions, and they're looking at transitioning to tech sales. What would be your advice to them? And also, how do you think they could position themselves for opportunities in tech sales?
Thank you. Since you have a foundation already, you have already been doing something already. The first thing you do is what? You have to learn some aspects of digital marketing itself. Digital marketing is what will actually push you forward. knowing what SEO is all about, how to even manage a social media, email marketing, copywriting. Digital marketing, you can do digital marketing course for 3 years because it's deep. So you can just pick one area of digital marketing and be so good at it. So the next call for application or job application that you come around on Indeed or LinkedIn or anywhere, you just have to check their JD and look at the required skills that people are looking for when it comes to working as a growth marketer, or I want to remember some roles: digital marketer, social media manager in those tech companies. Then you have to start working towards it so that you can hone your skills. Then the second thing you can do is actually to volunteer with a friend that you know runs a startup, but they are here to actually made it. You can use them to actually as a testing ground or as a you get. So from there you start doing something for yourself, writing something on your resume that these are the skills you have when it comes to tech skills itself. You are working with startup A, and you are able to actually acquire the first 1,000 users for them in the first 3 to 6 months of operation. And at the end of the day, you guys were able to generate so amount of money. But if you have not actually volunteered, can you get those track record? No. So that's how you can actually try to transition. The last question, madam. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
My question is also on fintech. So let's say you have an idea, and then how exactly? And of course, now you say that we need to build MVP before you can even say that. Okay, maybe you want to sell something. So how exactly do you even get to know that? Okay, this my very good idea is something that the people will actually need, so that it doesn't just become like a good to have idea, and then you feel like you are very sure it's going to solve people's problem, but then by the time you launch it out, nobody's looking at the very good idea that you have. So how exactly do we go? How exactly are we going to be sure that, okay, this thing is going to sell, there is a market for it? So how do we go through that process? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So let me quickly let us know that that's what they call a painkiller solution and a multivitamin solution. What is a painkiller? My sister, for instance, she's suffering some kind of headache, right? What does she need to do? Take paracetamol or something. It will kill that pain, because that's what she needs at that point in time. But I want to look nice, everything is like a multivitamin. So you have to ask yourself, the product you are building today, is it a painkiller or a multivitamin? Now, how do you know whether your problem is actually a painkiller? First, you have to start from yourself. What problem are you currently facing when it comes to finance? You know, I mentioned contactless payment, right? It was a very good solution, right? But people are not even ready to actually adopt such solution because they feel like, what's the difference between me doing normal transfer and tapping to pay? The time that it takes to actually transfer, does it take you 2 minutes these days? It doesn't. And the solution I was pitching that time was a 1 second or 2 second tap to pay solution. The merchant will just show me their POS terminal. I'll just tap my phone, chicken. But before I can tap it as well, I must have actually logged into the application, do every process you normally do when it comes to what you want to transfer. So at that point in time, it was a very good solution. But it doesn't solve people's immediate problem. So before you now proceed that you want to even build, there's what they call idea generation process. Understanding the root cause of a particular problem you want to actually solve. Why does that problem? Let's quickly do a short task when it comes to root cause analysis. Why do you think the internet is always down whenever you want to transfer? Answer me, my sister. Why does the network always go down? Because of the network. Because you said network. You know, I mentioned network now. Yeah. Why does the network always go down? The network provider. Why are the network providers having problem? Traffic. Why are they having traffic problem? You see that we are now cascading that problem into different ways till you get to the root of that problem. That's the first step in building products. So once you now try to generate that idea, you need to still validate that idea. You have to first start with a survey with 5 to 10 people that are they willing to even use it? Can they pay for it? If they can pay for it, how much are they willing to pay for it? You see now, But some builders today, they will just go to the start writing code, everything. At the end of the day, they launch. They realize that nobody downloads their app. They don't even use money to buy people. Fine. The likes of Stripe, PayPal, they actually pay people assembly when they were starting out because it was a new product. But the question is, the product you are building, are people willing to pay for it? Is it solving their real life problem? One problem that everybody experiences every day is hunger. Any one of us, has any of us never eaten anything today? We are still going to eat. Are you not going to eat today? Maybe. How about tomorrow? So you see, so people actually build solutions around that hunger, and that's why you see that people are selling restaurants are there, child deck is there, everybody is there, because of that particular problem. But there are different ways to actually solve that problem, and that's why you see different players in that industry itself. So you too, you can start looking at the problem that it is common every day, that people always pass through, and try to solve it. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me. I appreciate it.
A round of applause. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Who got clarity from that session? That's nice. You see? That's why we're here today for the sales conference. So permit me, please, said we're streaming live, so I have to be up here now. Are we good, media team? Thank you very much. So now I look very much taller, right? And you can see my shoes. Avi, you didn't have the opportunity before, but now you have the opportunity to look at my shoes. That's nice. So we're going to get a video that was meant to come up before, but it's going to come up now. Are we ready, media? So please, like I said, if you still have other questions, just write it down. We'll get to another segment whereby we'll take your questions and we'll provide solutions to whatever situations that you have. But while this session was going on, who got that brilliant spark, that idea? Because there's one part of tech sales where they call, what do you guys call it, pre-seed investors? Or so there are people here that are probably pre-seed investors, angel investors. Abi? Yes. There are people here that are angel investors that might be interested. This is a sales conference. You can just, sir, this problem, the traffic that people face from work, we can just do it this way, this way. So if you have it, just be ready. You might get asked maybe you pitch and you don't know. Somebody here might write a check. I mean, but it looks like, sir, am I correct? It looks like the VCs, the rate at which they've been writing checks has slowed down a little bit, right? It has slowed down a little bit. Don't worry, to come back here. So, are we live? Are we ready for the video? Media. Okay. While they get ready for that. So, how many of us know that? Allow me to share my own experience. Why is it that people that do, fries, How many of us know fries? Fried yam, fried potato, fried akara. Oh, chicken and chips. It's part of it. It's part of it. You are correct, man. You are correct. But why is it that? Who has overcome this temptation? Because for me, the fries that woman at the junction, I don't know, for you people that stay in the highbrow areas, sorry, but for those of us that stay on the mainland, there's really no law that's taking them out. There's no environmental law that's moved them away from, no matter how they say they must be in stores for their safety and all that. But once you see fried yam, that heap, you know the way they put it in that tray, Yam, dundu, akara, dodo, hot dog. I'm Hausa. You have been patronizing there. Then, the way they arrange it, you could have planned the money in your pocket and told yourself that 2,000 naira to allow me. Tomorrow morning, I'll use it to go out. I will buy this, I will buy that. But as you are walking, you just see that thing, the yam, the pyramid of akara. It doesn't smell. Do you know that the smell does not get to you, but it's like your taste buds? Or, I don't know, the one that happened to me, rude awakening, the money I had in my pocket, I think I had estimated that I was going to use it for transport, for like It was a Thursday, yes. It was my transport for Friday. Then I was coming back. I saw popcorn. You know, popcorn smells. Popcorn will call you. Abi? But popcorn calls you. Where do you pass? Which popcorn are you eating? No, well, we'll get to Bolly now. Patience. Are you the MC? Calm down. Oh yeah, come and co-host. Let me give you a mic. Come. So, you know, popcorn will call you, Abi. And if popcorn calls you, there's a way you can say, no, no, no. I'm not eating popcorn. But on this day, I saw the yam, and I saw the dundu, and I saw the akara. Lo and behold, I walked to this woman's store. I think it was when I was now eating, you know, there's a way, the way the stew is. For Malam, they'll give you grounded pepper, right? Mixed with Maggi, and they just sprinkle it on it. But for those mummies, it's the atta. The oil has a way of being very fluid, and I think it was when I was eating it, and I remember that she was first or what? You know, that is sales. And for my ladies here, what's our rating on Child Deck? What's your star? What's your level? Be proud about it now, sister. Hey, yes, this is where you should be brag about it. Show me your oh yeah, Glovo. Come on. All right. Who uses Child Deck or Glovo? Just show me what's your anointing. What's your You don't. Okay, but okay, we did the same club. Shawarma, fries, and beans and bread. Or what? What did I hear? Beans and bread. You know that beans and bread now, this economy is making it hard to get to that satisfaction level. Anointing, stay with me. You know, before bread, the price of bread went up astronomically, and beans. You know, there used to be a combination for beans, bread, you put egg, you put pomo, and one big Pepsi like this, or Mirinda. Do you know the cost to do that combination now? Like, we're in the same boat. The way we evaluate is, should we do this or we should not? Right? You see, but that's sales. Everybody has to eat. Abi? The woman that does the fries just knows that by putting it on the tray and displaying it in public, people like me, that regardless of how much we have said we want to do financial discipline, budget, plan, track your expenses and everything, when we see the yam, the akara, and the dodo, we forget our financial discipline. Another thing I want to talk about, sorry I'm staying on food though. Who else has realized the trick that show glass does for snacks? Meat pie, sausage rolls, donuts. You saying something? Buns. That show glass that they just put. That if from afar, when it's inside the show glass, it looks like it's calling your name. Abi? But when they now put inside the nylon. Or when you buy popcorn and they put it inside, instead of putting inside black nylon, they put it for you inside, it's a blue nylon or white nylon. How many of us have thought about that effect that it has on us? To be able to buy more. Does it? It doesn't. It does. So you see, those are one of the things that sales does. This is a conference, have we? Okay, because the convener is a pastor. So I want to be careful. This next example that I want to give, I want to know. Maybe if I see him tomorrow in church, he will say, Bodayo, do not be carnal. Submit to the will of the Spirit. So I need to know if I should use this example. So the beautiful ladies in the house, hello. Greet me now. Fine. Hello. When you people do sales, oh, sure you know. Answer now. Sure you know. Do you know the effect of when you do normal all back corn rolls? That's what people call it, Abi. When you do normal corn rolls, and we see you, and when we now see that wig, to the boys in the house, somebody saying, "Oh, I have testimonies here. I'm not alone." Do you know that sales marketing people are doing there? Okay, that's an aside. Media, I need to know what we're doing. Timmy, what's going on with this video? Before I continue, and there's no session for me on the, and I need to stick with time. So, that's marketing. I mean, that's sales on its own. And to the boys, you know, men, you start actually you be a boy before you become a man now. Abi, nobody jumps to the effect of the third day haircut. You're smiling. What if one more? Come on. The effect of that third day haircut. That's also what? Sales. I know you're giving me your pose, have you? I can see it. Don't worry. So that's one thing about sales again. So we can see that sales is really what we do, whether we intentionally do it or we do not. Prior to today, how many of us looked at our wardrobe for a couple of times and decided that this will be my outfit for today? Just show like you planned your outfit for today before today. Thank you. Are you raising your hand or you're flicking your hair? So you see, but how many of us just woke up today and just went to our wardrobe and said, this will work, and you're coming here? I have testifiers. Oh, I have testifiers also. Those of us that intentionally picked our outfits, were there some decision-making process like behind our mind that, okay, if I pick this cap, for example, this is your cap now, pick it now. If I see you outside, you know, I can greet you, say, Ogami sir, Senator, Kilo Afam boy sir. Sure you know that you will get that greeting. Sharon pass Oshodi. If you pass Oshodi, you get that greeting. I'm telling you for free. So take it from me. So you know that the way we dressed is how, like you say, dress the way you want to be addressed, right? Let me share my own experience. There was this event I went for, and I said I was going to be, it was impromptu, like very much impromptu. I got the text that, oh, please kindly come and help on Thursday. There's a small gathering, and we just need you to just help us put order of programs together. So it was very much impromptu. So I just picked the shirts, and when I got there, you know the funny thing, the woman looked at me and said, "Are you sure this is the MC?" I said, "Yes, I mean, I'll be the one to be the MC." He said, "No, it's not looking appropriate. It's not looking dressed like the MC." Same day, same time, I took that feedback. I quickly went back, and I reorganized my outfits, and I came back, and this woman said, "Okay, yes, please go up." Same day, same time, I did not, there was no like you will sleep and wake up, or they did not reschedule the event. It was still same me, same body, same voice, same head that I wanted to say the things that I wanted to say in the first outfit that I came in. And it was now me that was now dressed, and I was looking like, okay, this is what an MC should be putting on. You see that's sales also. So I want to narrow this down to our little business that we are doing, or our little things that we have found in our hands that we're making use of. I want to narrow it down to it that sales basically starts from how you make what you are doing presentable. So if you present your business in this way, like the way I presented myself to that lady that time, you will not get a good audience. But if you intentionally present yourself well, you will get that applause that you want. So we'll be moving on. While we're talking, some of our speakers walked in. And we'll be moving on to the first panel session for today. And these people, like I said, for those of us that came way much earlier, they're going to share to us in details. We have certain questions that we've written down. They're going to share to us in details how they got to where they are today. Okay. So we're going to have like a back-to-back right now. So just stay with me. Stay with me, yeah? Eyes on my shoes. Yeah, that got you. Just stay with me. So we're going to have like a back-to-back session now. So the video that I have spoken about is ready, and we're going to listen to that video. Okay. Oh, God. So we're still in the back-to-back session. We're going to the first session first, first panel session for the day. Then after our first panel session, we would continue in our order of event. Timmy, can we please have the bio? Hello, Timmy.
Mr. John Igbinosa is a strategic impact-driven entrepreneur who blends business growth with social purpose, especially around housing and infrastructure. He values trust, credibility, and long-term relationships, both in the way Equity Circle structures its investment and partnerships. He's the co-founder and chief executive officer of Equity Circle Realty Limited. As CEO of Equity Circle, he leads a real estate development firm with over $75 million in assets across Nigeria and the UK. He holds a strong academic foundation in business and finance, complemented by professional certifications that equip him with practical expertise in investment strategy, financial management, and organizational leadership. Under his leadership, Equity Circle is actively collaborating with governments to address Nigerians' housing deficit. He was honored with the Royal African Young Leadership Forum Award, along with his co-founder, Fabian George, in recognition of their leadership and impact in real estate and infrastructure. He is forward-thinking and inclusive, advocating for accessible real estate, especially for ordinary Nigerians, to create wealth and foster sustainability in development. As a leader, he balances innovation and responsibility. His firm isn't just building luxury real estate, but also working on affordable housing solutions.
Please, the sales conference, welcome on stage, John Igbinosa. A round of applause, please. Thank you very much for coming, sir. We're honored to have you here.
Ade Doja Allen is the dynamic managing director and chief executive officer of CT 105.1 FM and founder of the Fixer Company, a mathematician turned media mogul. She's renowned for transforming struggling ventures into thriving brands. With a bachelor's degree in mathematics from the University of Ibadan, a master's degree in business and information technology from Aston Business School in the UK, and an MBA from the Lagos Business School in partnership with IESE Business School in Spain. Mrs. Doja blends data-driven strategy with creative leadership. Since taking over CTFM, She has repositioned in Lagos's top radio stations, championed youth training through the City Media Academy, and inspired countless women to lead boldly with the She Leads initiative with Ade Dodger. With the aim of empowerment in the business and media space, a visionary, resilient, and result-oriented woman, she truly embodies the spirit of a fixer.
The sales conference, please welcome on stage Mrs. Doja Allen. A round of applause. Keep clapping. And the moderator for today is not a person than the convener, Sani Oluwatobi Samson.
Are you appreciating this too? So, on stage with me, I have my friend, John Igbinosa, and then I have my boss, right? I'm going to try my best to balance it all. But then the code remains what the code remains. Sell yourself, right? So, my first question, go to Madam Doja, right? I have outlined questions. However, you missed the session that happened about 5-10 minutes ago. There is someone seated to your back. You might not really know him, right? But I've introduced him before. His name is Raphael Emeyonu. Raphael Emeyonu and Doja Allen got into a discussion about 10 minutes ago, and the discussion lasted about 5 minutes. And I can't deliver all they have said, but then a lot has been said. And I tell you that the sales conference is here to stay, right? Tell the person beside the sales conference is here to stay. So the first session is addressing something simple. We are talking about the hustle behind the brand, selling against all odds, right? You see brands, and there's Equity Circle, there's City FM, right? And there is an hustle behind it, right? And I think Madam Doja mentioned one or two things, right? You said something. It's part of your questions, but that's where I want to start for you, right? It's not supposed to be my question one. So you mentioned the area of people saying females use their body to sell, right? Or females using their body to sell. I'm sure quite some female have been maybe harassed, right? And many of them don't want to be saleswomen, right? Salesmen, as we would use a tag word, because they don't want to be harassed sexually. They don't want to face that, right? And then you said something important that I believe every woman should hear, right? So can you please come again, right? I believe you understand the question. So when it has to do with sales, the opposite gender, talking about the female, and then talking about still being able to deliver value when the person you're trying to sell to is requesting for a value that is not a product, right? How do you manage it? How do you blend it?
Thank you very much, Toby. Good afternoon, everyone. So let me start when you said the sales conference is here to stay. Not just here to stay, the sales conference, Toby, is going to go from glory to glory.
Yes, amen.
Because you are not going to give up. You don't even look like someone that can give up,
Right.
or that has the give up mentality. So I know, I trust you. It's here to stay, and it's here to go from glory to glory. Hallelujah.
Amen, somebody.
I like to add a bit of church in everything that I do. Okay, so from the question Toby asked me, I think I should throw it back to the audience and say that, do you think that if I'm a guy or I'm a man, I'm a businessman, I'm a billionaire, and you're a beautiful woman, beautiful, women nicely shaped, or whatever, I would hand over my conglomerate to you to manage, to you to run as a group CEO because I like your body or you are warming my bed. Is that possible? It's not possible. So that we can throw away that bit of we thinking as women. You've got to add value. You've got to be able to bring some value to the organization. You've got to be able to prove that you can run the organization. And like we were discussing offline or backstage, we said that the best chief executive officers as salespeople. If you are going to run an organization in the magnitude or in the capacity of the chief executive officer or the managing director or the general manager, the most senior person in that organization, you must be a very good salesperson. I'm sure in the course of the panel discussion, then we'll break out what makes or break up what makes up a good salesperson. But to answer your question, it's not just by our bodies or by our beauty. There's a lot more to offer than what we think we are physically. We have to show that we have it in here and up here to run an organization in that capacity.
Thank you so much, Madam Doja. I think that has been certainly passed. The value you have is what you offer. And no man will be willing, no man, no woman, no human being will be willing to give, I think the word you used inside, so you use conglomerate here, will be willing to, let's use a word that people can relate with. 500 billion. So if I have 500 billion, would I give it to another woman as a salesperson because of I want to have sex with her? Nah. So sales is more than that. But my next question to Mr. John. I saw your video on Instagram years back, about 4 years ago, where you were speaking about your challenges and how you're able to scale through to get results. Madam Moronke spoke earlier, and she spoke about dry season in sales and said it is normal. But then let me ask you, when you have dry season in sales and then everything is just not going well for you, right? The period when things were not just as you would have wished or wanted them to be, how were you able to sell against the odds and still get your results?
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is John, and like the introduction said, I work with Equity Circle, and I'm a salesman. To respond to the question, the thing is that, first of all, I think there's a balance between strategy and consistency. All right? So the first thing is that as long as you have a product that is sellable, that's one aside. Now we talk about the strategy you have, and then how consistent are you to show up. So yes, in sales, there will always be times where it is not coming. But your strategy also needs to upgrade itself as time goes on. I'll give you an example. It might work for you to sell on social media sometimes. Sometimes it might work for you to sell by referral. Sometimes it might also work for you to sell by doing the most unspeakable, abnormal thing that you can do. For example, like just stopping somebody on the middle of the road and selling to the person, you know. And why did I do that? I'll explain to you. Why did I need to tell you my name is John when I started? I thought the video had already, or the audio had already called my name. Why did I need to do that? I just did that to remind you that as a salesman, there's no one way that works. I need to make sure that you remember my name. So I will not wait for the video to call my name. I won't wait for him to call my name. I would also need to give you my name so that creates a consistency of who I represent. So when you see that there's hard time in sales, you might need to change your strategy, but also you must also be consistent. Because I can tell you the truth, you will do everything and it will still not work. But the truth is that you cannot be unfortunate for 365 days. You have to keep showing up.
Can you jam us together for that? I think in Yoruba, there's a Yoruba adage. I'm a Yoruba boy, and then there's one word that says on a con waja. Right? Mr. John was practically saying that the most important thing is that waja, enter the market. Right? It does not matter how you enter the market. And then, Madam Doja, there's this question for you. I don't know how this question is going to come, but then this question is for you. What is one failure that shaped your success story in sales?
Failure. There are many failures. Failure, I won't even say one failure. Failure is part of life's journey. It's just a word, but it shouldn't mean discouragement to you. It shouldn't even mean anything to you if you understand what I'm trying to say. Because to some people, they see failure as discouragement. They see failure as, what's the point? I'm not going to go on again. They see failure as, I fell Why I've tried, it didn't work. What's the no? If you read about success stories of people that we look up to, they failed many times, but they keep going. So I've not had just one opportunity or one example of failure in my life. I've had many opportunities that I failed in, but I didn't give up. I think the most important thing is that what was my attitude towards that failure? I was telling Toby and Raphael backstage that just before my role in City FM, I was made redundant. I won't call the organization. In an organization, I've been made redundant before. Some people will feel that because they've been made redundant, they're not going to go ahead. No, I was made redundant. It's fine. Yeah, initially when it happens, you feel very bad, the spur of the moment. But I knew that it was going to be a stepping stone to something that is going to be greater than even where I'm coming from. So for every failed opportunity, see it as that something bigger is going to come out of that. So I've had many instances that if I begin to share, but let me tell you, what you should want to focus on is what I am today. So take it that I'm a woman that have failed in so many instances. Some I didn't mean to. Sometimes failure comes, you don't mean to fail. Are you going to set out on a project to fail? No. Are you going to leave your house in the morning to say, I'm going out to go and fail? It happens in the journey. Okay, but the emphasis is do not be discouraged. When you're walking out now and you fall, what are you going to do? You stand up again and continue to walk. If you're going from here to here, and you stump and somehow you fall down, are you not going to stand up, adjust yourself and keep going? That's what failure is. That's an example of it. Whatever happens to you along the way, keep moving. Do not be discouraged. It's part of your success story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Dodger. And then to add to what Madam Dodger said, Raphael mentioned earlier, sorry I'm making reference to that conversation. That conversation was rich to me, right? It was rich. And Raphael said one of the reasons some people are not able to sell is because of their ego. The ego of, I will be rejected. What if they say no? What if the person doesn't buy? Right? And then just as Madam Dodger has painted now, sometimes we might not know the value of being accepted if we have never been rejected. Right? It's necessary that sometimes that's rejected. Sometimes the value of selling if you've never been dry. Go to a time and then you try to sell. I remember my first sales experience, like my first sales story. I think I was in FBN Quest, and then for about 2 months, I'd not sold one thing. And then my line manager was just angry. Like, 2 months, you've not sold anything. We'll sack you. And then I went home, I was in tears, and I spoke to everybody. They said they are not buying. What should I do? And the very first time someone bought something from me, I was jumping. I'm so normal. When they want to buy, I'm like, hey, what are you buying? Buy now. Right. My next question is to you, Mr. John. Right. Talking about real estate. Right. Real estate buyers today are very skeptical. Right. Something we are quite vast about. They're quite skeptical. So what have you found to be the quickest way to earn trust? A lot of young people have interest in real estate because it looks like real estate is the quickest way now to amass wealth, right? But then what have you found as the quickest way to earn trust, right, of your clients?
Okay, so let's talk about the context of the skepticism that is happening in the market. All right. So 2-3 years ago, real estate was easier to sell. Then you just needed to talk about your product, and everybody knew that real estate is good, so they want to give you their money. You understand? But what happened is that structure began to come into the real estate space. So it used to be a chaotic space before, and that's why you would understand when people who are well-traveled, they tell you that there is more money in Nigeria than outside Nigeria because there is wealth in chaos. All right? But that's not the topic for now. So when structure is coming into a place, it's just like when our mothers used to give us agbo. Before they give you the agbo, what they do is that when they pick the bottle, they shake it first. That's what is happening in the real estate market. So because of the structure coming in the space, there's a shaking that is going on before you drink. So that shaking would take out the shaft from the original. Now, in that space of skepticism, what is now happening? The skepticism is not that they don't believe in real estate. The skepticism is that they are just concerned that that real estate will not put them in trouble in the future, that they are not going to buy the wrong thing. So they are just, three parts of that journey. If you are going to scale, that is important. The first one is your personal branding. Because the truth is that people buy people, not actually products. Nobody really cares about the product, to be honest. They first care about who is selling that product to them, because they buy based on status. They buy based on different agendas that are pursuing their intentions. All right? What do I mean? I'll explain to you. You can't buy food from a dirty beggar. Even if the beggar makes the best food in the world, you are first concerned about who are you actually buying this particular product from. Which means that if you want to be somebody that can scale now, right now, the first emphasis is you as a person. Are you that solid enough that people look at your brand and can trust that if this guy handles my portfolio, I'm safe? Can I call this guy 12 midnight and I'm certain that if there's a problem, he will respond? So, and as little as your WhatsApp status, your Instagram posts, the kind of things you put online, those are the little things that makes up to your brand. Not really posting fine pictures and using, ChatGPT can give you, an AI-generated picture that is exactly you, but in a different clothes. But they want to see what really, really makes up your person, number one. Number two is product knowledge, all right? How vast are you about what you're selling? Can I ask you a question and you can give me a response without having to check your phone? And then number three is sales leadership. When you have taken the product to a person, which is another thing that salespeople will tell me that happens, the person is interested. The person likes your product, but the person is not buying. Why? Because there's a difference between selling and closing. Sales is information. Closing is instruction. You instruct the person to sell. When you are done with the conversation, okay, sir, can I send you my account details now so you make the transfer to my... That's what people want to hear. But you are shy that you want the person to be the one to trigger from you. So at the end of the day, when you are not making that move, I can assure you, you are not going to make your money. Because people want to feel that you are actually in need of their money, in as much as you are still showing them that you don't need their money. And that's the problem. They want to feel that you want their money, but at the same time, you are not desperate for their money. So it also comes with, when you have built a personal brand, you understand the knowledge of the product, then you transcend into closing, which is now, sir, I believe that this is the best product that we are discussing right now. I'll send you my company's account number. Let's start a conversation from there. As subtle as that is, permit me to use a statement. Why do playboys win over normal guys? Because they go with you with audacity. They don't wait for you to make the call. They make the move. They don't say, she's probably... The moment they feel that the woman is scratching her ear somehow or her hair somehow, they feel that the woman is interested. So they make the move to kiss you, sir. They wait for you to say no first, but they will do it. And the reason is very simple. They have transcended information into instruction. That's how sales comes in. So trust me, if you continue in this radar, like I said earlier, you cannot be unfortunate for 365 days. Your money will come someday. Thank you.
And then talking about playboys, they will go for what they want.
Exactly.
And they will get what they want.
And they get what they want. The reason is that they are confident.
That's it.
All right? There was a day I went to prospect in a hotel some years ago. I heard no to the point that I understood why my surname was Ibinosa, because no became Nosa. I kept saying no, 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 no. But you need to show up, because at the end of the day, life doesn't have a traffic light that tells you are close to green. Yeah. You show up because you don't know if that day is actually green that you didn't show up. Exactly.
Wow. Wow, wow. All of us are enjoying this session. Now leave enjoyment. How many of us are learning in this session? Let me share a life example of what John just painted. Funnily, right? It was myself and this my precious boss again, Raphael. We went for a meeting somewhere here, right? Somewhere behind here, and then I'd given every necessary information, but something was lacking, instruction, right? And then, so we just stood up, and then as we stood up, we left. They accepted everything, and then I thought discussion was going well, the guy was just showing interest, so I just collected contact, and then let's close the end discussion, and then we left. And then, as we got into the vehicle, he was like, I don't think you are giving enough, what word did he use? I think it was push, right? He was saying enough push to be a salesman. And I said, how now? I prospected these people. I ensured to secure the contacts. You didn't do anything. It was my meeting. He just said, I feel like following you today. And so I felt I've done a great job. And he said, you only got contacts. You didn't tell them how they would pay, how would they make payments. And then I think one of my team members is here. Whenever you come to tell Raphael that this is it and this is it, the client said he will get back. His question is what? When? How do you know his question? Salesmen think alike anyway. If you meet a salesman, you don't need 2 plus 2, right, to know that this is. The next question is when, and mostly like we don't know, right? And that is how you transition interest. And when it's now time to say, they just ghost you. Have you ever been like that? Because you were unable to transfer instruction to information to instruction. Right. One more question for you, Mr. John. I know Mr. John has to rush out, right? He will surely be back here. One more question for you. So let me keep this question to you then. I'll just continue with Madam Dodger. Now, talking about rejection. Sales teams face rejection constantly, right? You had no, sir, till you started looking like they're calling your name, right? Now, how do you inspire a team? Now, this is the aspect about you and your team, right? Madam said that for you to be a CEO, right, it is one of the you must have sold before. Now, this is the leadership aspect of it, not just the sales aspect. Now, how do you inspire, right, a team that feels discouraged after they've heard no constantly?
So I think the first thing we need to do is to understand why do you want to sell in the first place. Because when purpose is not understood, abuse of strategy is inevitable. You don't exactly know how you want to go. All right. So when I go to teach salespeople, all right, I don't talk about the principles most of the times. I share my story. Because you can learn the principles online, but you can't know my stories online. Now, I chose discomfort. I lived on the street for about 6 months to a year. Even my mother does not know this story till date. Because when I was leaving redemption camp, I told myself that, I just lost a relationship because I didn't have money to take care of a girl in the US. And I was earning 100,000 naira. So I bought her a gift then. I can't forget. The gift was about 40,000 naira in naira conversion. But because then payment was not even easy like what it is now. So you have to pay almost double the amount. So I paid 80,000. And then I couldn't even give God tithe. So the truth is that poverty makes you not just useless to yourself, but useless to the kingdom. All right. So now, after that problem, I then saw my ex-boss that drove. I said, this guy, we're poor together. And I saw that this guy was selling real estate and he became wealthy. So I came to him and I wanted to sell. So I told him, I said, Oga, I want to do this real estate. So my interview was around 11:30, 12 midnight. And one of the questions my second boss asked me was, why do you want to sell real estate? And I said, the hunger never to be poor again. So when I was leaving camp, I didn't tell my mom. I went to Lekki. My mom has a house in Lagos. We have 2 places. So we are not suffering. At least we are not rich, but we're middle class. But when I got to Lekki, I knew that I needed to stay in close frequency with revenue. And that's the problem. If you are not also, the thing around personal branding is also connected by even where you live. So now, long story short, I had to live on the street. I will close from work, go to Chicken Republic and wait till like 9 p.m. And by 9 p.m., I then start parading the street looking for a shop that has allowance inside. You know those shops where they used to put their market in front before the express, where there's space. So I go in, I sleep. Most people don't know this story, And then I sleep there until one night somebody told me that if they catch me sleeping in the shop, they can say I stole something. So I graduated from sleeping in the shop to go and sleep, to start begging gatesmen to stay in their places. So when I was done with Chicken Republic, I find a gatesman that has agreed I sleep in his place. 3:34 a.m. I wake up, I have my bath, and then I go close to my office and start parading the estate gates till the office open. Until I graduated from that one and I stole my office back key. And anytime they close from office, I'll follow everybody and cross the road like I'm going home. And then come back 1 hour after and pass through the back and sleep in my office. So this is my motivation. So I look at you and I tell you, if your mother was dying and you needed to raise money to save your mother's life, are you going to follow the strategy of some will, some won't? You will find money. The reason why people get demotivated is because there is nothing driving them. Now, it is okay for you to be driven by the desire to buy a car. All right? Don't say you are looking for, and that's why when I go to conversations and people tell me that you are not interested in money, no, me, I want money. That drives me. I have tasted poverty, I've tasted money. Trust me, I hate poverty. So, the moment that drives me, then why am I not motivated? I hate poverty. So by the time as a sales leader, and the problem is that we sales leaders, we like to make people feel like this thing is an nominated conversation. No. Share your struggles with them. Let them see how you suffered. Let them see how you suffer to collect yes from somebody. Let them see the pains that you went through. Because trust me, you see all those principles, they are not enough to hold you. Particularly if you are doing real estate. They won't hold you. But you see that hunger that if this guy can survive in this industry, why will I not survive? So the answer is very simple. If you want to get the journey going, to stay consistent as a sales leader, motivating your people, please tell them how you succeeded. When you tell them your story, from your story, they will pick a lesson or two. Because you see Google, this one is people's information. I can assure you I've gone to sell a product before and I didn't even tell the person anything about the product I was selling. Like all I needed to say is I wanted to sell this particular property. And then the person started gisting with me about something in real estate totally different from the product I wanted to sell. And when I was done with the person said, John, I don't need to know about this product. I know if I give you my money is safe. Let's talk about how to start. And that's how I did a transaction with a client today. And currently, right now, at least his liquid cash with me is running over 5 billion. And we still do more businesses. I've never for once had to sit down and teach him principle. All he just wants is, are you intelligent to know where we are going next? Let's go there from there. So, salespeople, let's share our stories. Let's share our motivation. I understand that because we are believers. Particularly people like us that go ahead.
Can you be? So, to summarize what you have said, John, if you hate poverty, then you be a good salesperson. Then you sell. He said he has tasted poverty, he has tasted riches, and he doesn't want to go back to poverty. So, he will sell by all means. So, to add to that, if you're a leader, you want to motivate, to add to what John said, show your team how to do it. So in my own organization, when they come back and they start to talk about, they're saying no, they're rejecting us, I say, okay, book meetings with all the clients in 1 week, and I will go with you. So they watch that the fact that they say no to you, I'm not saying, they said no, okay, leave them. I'm then going to go and speak to the client and show you how sometimes or majority of the time you can turn that no into a yes. When they see me at the forefront speaking to the client, trying to sell that product and selling that product and closing that deal, then they've seen that, okay, maybe we are not doing it the way that we should do. MJ has shown us another angle to how to sell. Let's go and try it. And oftentimes it works. So sometimes you might be the one that knows how to do it or has the strategy or the game on, that you then will show your team on the way you want them to push the product. It's just my own addition to what John has said.
Thank you. And then thank you, audience. The way John was speaking, you can tell that the guy and poverty, they fight. They get serious beef. And then, come on, this is what the sales conference is about, where the stories can be told. John said something.
So this story has not been told anywhere before, right?
Thank
But
you,
here,
thank you,
and
thank you,
it's
thank
the beauty of
you.
sales,
Audience,
right?
the way John was speaking, you can-
And
Sales.
did you notice that John has sold himself? So already I'm
Every
thinking,
Friday,
okay,
guess
I'm
what?
going to give John my money. When somebody is managing somebody's 5 billion. So that means I can trust him with my money. So
you don't
see
have a
that
choice, man.
in the course of the conference, he has sold himself.
You don't have
So
a
I
choice,
want to
man.
do business with him.
Definitely.
The sales conference, sell yourself, right? And then, so I will continue the session, but then John needs to step out now, and then John will be back. But then we are just beginning, right? We still have tons of our guests that will be coming in. The one thing that the sales conference is about, we are not here to discuss principles and 8 J's to joys of sales, or 8 S to S of sales, or to success of sales. We are here to talk about the stories, what has happened, right? Ever since Madam Doja has been here, she has just been saying stories. She didn't start here. Many of the session didn't start here, right? She has just been saying stories on how it has been for her. So, Mr. John, right? We would.
So,
wait
so
to
let,
have
let,
you
me,
again.
let me say last thing before I leave, all right? Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, ma. I want to do business with you, definitely. So I will be back. Sorry, Lagos traffic is very messed up, all right? So my schedules are they are seriously clashing, but I'll definitely be back. There's just one thing I want to say. If you want to get rich, you can get rich by hard work. But if you want to become wealthy, you can only become wealthy only by privilege or by leverage. Hard work does not make a man wealthy. It is privilege or leverage that does. And what I mean by that is this. You can work hard to make a couple millions. You can work hard to survive. But if you are going to play the game of dominion, you are going to dominate, then you need to now find yourself in the circle of people that can introduce you. What do I mean? It's a different thing for me to say that we are going to meet that woman. Go and tell, that's John, that real estate boy. Go and meet him. It's different from saying that, and it's different from me working with you there and say, Ma, this is the guy I told you about. He's the one handling my real estate. He can handle your own. It's a different thing for what has happened there is that I have only given you access by association. But what I've done with what I just said last is that I've given you access by recommendation. So, as a salesperson, particularly in Nigeria, because the industry, as real estate is, for example, is going through a surge right now. I can tell you, I told somebody 3-4 years ago, it is going to be difficult to sell real estate now. Because a lot of things are happening, regulations are happening, structures are happening, things that we didn't expect before are now coming into the space. For example, there's a construction I'm doing, I thought I'll finish in 6 months. Now I'm 12 months, I'm just trying to wrap up. Because now, before, government does not care how you build, they just want, you can go and people. Now everybody's saying, the government, things are demolishing in Lagos, they are crashing in Lagos, what's happening? They are holding the government responsible. So, as salespeople, all right, if you are going to scale now where trust is becoming difficult, please, even if you are going to pay for it, make sure that you buy access. That's the reason why the rich stays in the community of the rich. The rich only donate to the poor. They don't help the poor. They don't want you in their circle. All right? Because just like How to Kill a Monkey, that guy said, he said, this is why you don't help a poor man. Because by the time you help a poor man, they will come against you. So, salespeople, let's understand. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because Harmony here, for example, some of you might be in this audience and you might be doing something close to what she's doing. All right? Connect intentionally. Connect with people intentionally. Networking is not feeding on the person. You are going to find how can you be relevant to this person? How can you be useful to this person? Because already people already have taken spaces in their life. So if you are going to be relevant, you can't be relevant by just coming into their circle and expecting them to remember your name. The reason why I'm sharing all these things is because myself and Toby have been friends for a very long time. If you remember, we did one competition together like some years ago. That's why I met Willie really, as a matter of fact. All right? And yeah, exactly. I said we look alike and sound alike. Exactly. All right? So, trust me, my journey is not so long. I think this is like my 4th year in real estate. I started 2021. This 2025. I've enjoyed the grace of God, no doubt. I've enjoyed speed, no doubt.
As a matter of fact. All right?
Up every day. Every day. Because there is no how you know when your destiny is coming. It might be that day. That's why I came here. And now I've got a client. 2021. That's why I came here. Because I don't know what I can meet. All right? Somebody can be in this audience now. And maybe your father is one silent billionaire and you don't know. I will be very unfortunate if I misuse opportunities. All right, so I wish you guys all the best. I'm hoping we can catch up pretty soon. I'll try to be back. I apologize, I need to just rush out now. I'm sorry, Lagos State traffic is messing up with my schedule. Please, ma, I want to apologize. I'm not a disrespectful person to walk out of my elders, so that your money will know that it's coming to a place of value. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, John. Thank you so much, John. All right. But I'm Dodger. So it's me and you, right? So I still have about 1 or 2 questions for you. And then I also learned that one of our guests is joining us. Iyaduni is joining us right away. So this next question is for you. And then it says,
John,
you transitioned from banking, according to your bio, to the media space, right? And then now the question is, how were you able to know that or recognize that your value is transferable, right? You were in banking and suddenly you became MD of a big brand, a big radio station. So how did you know, right, that your own value is transferable irrespective of the industry?
in life, as we journey along, we should acquire skills that are transferable. Sales skills is a transferable skill. I know because I've always known that I'm a good salesperson. When I was working in financial services, I was in operations department, not even forefront sales or marketing or business development. But I wanted to try my hands on sales. You know, I have a slogan. I like to spend money. I like to look good. And if you like to spend money, you know how to make money, isn't it? Good. So back then, there was financial services, right? So there was an IPO that, they threw open. And then they said, I can never forget, they said, it's thrown to the entire staff of the organization. If you sell, I can't remember the figures now, but let me just make up some figures. So say if you sell 1 billion naira, your commission will be 50 million naira. If you sell 500 million naira, your commission will be 25 million naira, something like that, okay? Big numbers like that. And they sent an email to all of us. So whether you are in operations, whether you are in, do you understand? Just go and sell. I can't forget that day I'm talking about many years ago. I'm talking about maybe about 17 years ago. I looked at the numbers. I said, so all I need to do is to sell 1 billion naira. Then I'll make 50 million naira. And I'm not in marketing. I'm not in business development. But this 50 million naira, I like the sound. Georgia, go for it. I went out. I began to sell IPO. I'm not in forefront. Do you understand? I'm in back end though. But that number drove me. That's why I said sales will make you hate poverty. So I went. I began to go to uncles, aunties, people that I know are wealthy. I'm selling this IPO. I'm selling this IPO. Guess what? I can never forget. I think I made about 75 million naira then. I made that 50M and I made additional. I was like the third or fourth best person that sold that product. The first 3 were core salespeople. So it's their job to sell and they delivered on their job. But I'm not a salesperson, but I sold. So then I knew that I had the value in me. I knew I had the skill in me to not only sell, but to make money. So it was transferable. When I got my role at CTFM to start, I made myself the chief marketing or chief sales officer. I knew that I'm the one that would drive the sales of the organization. and because I have the skill, it's transferable. So the bottom line or the conclusion of it is that have skills that are transferable. Don't limit yourself to a particular sector. If I'm no more in media and you put me in real estate, tell me to sell property, I'll sell properties. So we should be salespeople that can sell eyes to the Eskimos. Is that not how they put it? Have that persuasive skill to survive in any industry and in any capacity. Just sell what you're giving. They give you property, sell it. They give you books, sell it. They give you what? Give me an example. Clothes, fashion, sell it. They give you what? Sell it. Stocks, sell it. Anything. It is that thing that is in you, the inner value that you have to showcase is what would drive you to survive in that industry. And that's what has pushed me to survive any industry that I go to. Thank you.
How many of us remember this brand? OLX. OLX. I was thinking there are plenty Gen Zs here. OLX, sell it. And just as Madam Doja, right, has said, I think I told her earlier when she was asking me, why are we doing sales conference? And I think I mentioned to her that sales is the only profession that does not have an industry. It is in every industry, right? Today we have Madam Doja, and then we had John Real Estate, Madam Doja Media. She was in banking, and then please join me as I welcome someone on stage, also a salesperson, a different kind of salesperson. Can you just jam your hands together? She walked in while we were having this session, and then a sacrifice coming here is a lot, right? And I think I was going to take a session as regards connecting Dr. Iyaduni Gbadebo. Right, it took me, I think my line manager here knew. I just kept asking. I just believe that I should know somebody that knows this woman. Right, it is impossible. From the day I heard the name, and then we were planning this conference together. I think it was outside, and then someone said we should have Iyaduni Gbadebo. She would be able to communicate what we want to do. So I said, who is Iyaduni Gbadebo? And then immediately, someone taught me something, and then I think it's a key strategy in sales. Never ask who is. You have Google. So immediately, I just typed, who is Iyaduni Gbadebo? And then Google brought, I was like, she's going to speak. And I said, do you know her? I said, yes. She would say yes before next week. And then next week, I was just asking everybody. I kept saying, I know her, but then I don't have a personal contact. I know her, but I don't have a personal contact. I'd gotten a personal contact about a month before I even spoke to you at all. I'd gotten a personal contact. A colleague shared with me, said, we are in the same WhatsApp group, right? But we don't really talk. And that was what John was saying. Now, association by recommendation. So I said, I don't want to just call her. I don't want to cold call her. Now, cold calling is one of the strategies in sales. You just call someone, just bump on them to tell them about what you have. But then I said, for this woman, I'm not going to cold call, right? I really want that association by recommendation. I need to know somebody. And I just kept searching and searching and searching. Before I realized, I got two people, right? One person that has worked with her, and I didn't realize that the pastor of my church, right, happens to be a cousin, right? I didn't even know. And I think it was that discussion I made Tolani Julius, right, also tell me that we have to talk about the wealth of your connects. Sometimes you don't know how rich your customer base is, right? Sometimes you don't know how rich it is. And then your customer base is not even those outside there. They are here. Who can tell that boy that was sleeping in shops would start managing 5 billion? Right, but how did he get there? It is relationship. But then she'll be sharing her story more, and then she'll be telling us more about sales testimony, right, on this session. Can we just jam your hands together quickly as we bring on board? As we bring on board Iyaduni Gbadebo. Iyaduni Gbadebo, please come on board. Thank you so much. It took her so much to come here, right? She asked me, but then me too, I said no. She asked me, can we do Zoom? I said, no, you have to be here. And then Iyaduni is here. I missed a tight schedule. Thank you so much. It's amazing to meet you. And I'm beginning to love you. Iyaduni Gbadebo, please come on board. Thank you so much. It took us so much to come here. All right, so let me ask Iyaduni a question. Right. Can we do Zoom? I said, no, you have to be here. Of sales and marketing for a hotel and suits, right? Nigerian flagship hospitality company. And then, so let me start my question from there. All right, so let me ask Iyaduni a question. Right. So the theme for this session is the hustle behind the brand, right? So this is the brand, but surely there is an hustle behind it, right? John shared a bit, and then Madam Doja also shared a bit, right, about what the hustle looks like. So let me throw that question as bare as it is, right? The hustle behind the brand. For you, there is a brand, right? And everybody might say, if I'm head of sales and marketing for a hotel, I will surely sell, right? Even somehow myself, I'm trying to think about it, what it looks like to be in that position. I think should look like and should be an easy job for those that are salesmen, right? And are complaining that the reason they are not to sell is lack of brand. Right? I think I was also caught in that web for some months, right? To realize that is one of the biggest lie you can tell yourself as a salesperson. Thought the brand was not aiding my sales, right? But then here is you have the brand, and so many don't know what the hustle is like behind the brand, right? Introductorily, can you just tell us your experience as a salesperson? What is the hustle behind the brand like for you?
Hi,
The brand
good afternoon,
was not
everybody.
aiding my sales.
Good
right?
afternoon.
But then
Apologies,
here is you,
first
you
of
have
all.
the brand, and
It's
so
not
many
in the
don't know what the hustle
in line
is like
with our
behind the brand,
core
right?
professional
Introductorily, can you just tell us your
upbringing to come
experience
late
as a
to any
salesperson?
function.
What is the hustle
This
behind
morning
the
I had
brand
to
like? The
chair
brand
a
like
board
for you?
session, and I had called yesterday to say I wasn't going to be able to come, but I really felt bad that you would have advertised and publicized, and I didn't want to disappoint. So when I finished that, I called again to check if it was okay to still come. There was a lot of traffic, but I'm here now. I hope I make the best of it.
Thank you.
Please accept my apology to start with. My name is Dr. Iyadini Gbadibo. It's not an honorary doctorate degree, and so I take it very personal when I'm not addressed properly. So it is Dr. Iyadini Gbadibo. I currently work for Echo Hotels and Suites, and I've been there for the last 15 years.
Thank you.
My job there is to sell, and it's to promote the brand, and it's to develop the brand, and ensure that the business has longevity of life and sustainability, and in very recent times, a legacy. And that's my last 15 years, which is a whole lifetime. I'm not sure that we have enough time to talk about the brand behind that brand, but yeah. Prior to that, I worked for 6 years with a company called Bicotney Aviation Services Limited. They were the owners and operators of MMA2, the airport. It was a BOT agreement with the federal government, and at the time, they weren't able to generate revenues to pay the bills that they had, the loans that they had taken from the banks. So I was headhunted there to sell, and I sold, and I did that for 6 years. Prior to that, I was commercial director for an airline from the US called North American Airlines, and we started the first direct flights from Nigeria to the United States, and we operated that commercially for 2.5 years. Prior to that, I was a student at the University of Lagos, and I studied theatre and performing arts. In my study of theatre and performing arts, the plan was always to be an actress. And at the time, 25 maybe years ago, theatre was that department that they just dumped anybody who wanted to study mass comm or law or any other, at the time, very well-meaning course, where they dumped you when you didn't make the cutoff marks. I think that I was the only student at the time who really wanted to study theatre and performing arts. So it was a little bit of a challenge. I remember having 259 in my JAMB results, and when I went to register for my course, all the women there were saying to me, Abo, stupid. All this, everybody else is trying to you have this kind of mark. They're trying to go to law and mass comm and other things. You offer malojo, offer malo dance. I was looking at her and I was thinking, you must be clueless. You don't even know half the story. I'm an Aries, so I'm quite heady, and I wasn't going to change what I wanted to do for anybody. So anyway, they pushed me out of that, and they asked me to study English at diploma, and I did that, and I still went back and started year 1 in theatre and performing arts. So congratulations to me, and I'll tell you why afterwards.
because my sales career can never be complete if I didn't tell you the story as it starts from where it started now. So yes, I got into theater and performing arts, and I was phenomenal. Academically, I'm not the sound student. I'm a rebellious, troublesome young child, and that's what I've always been. So school for me wasn't really a thing. I would much rather do things where I'm in the streets just trying to hustle and get things done and organize parties and do just things that are more bubbly in nature and not as boring as reading. So the question about how then did you become a PhD degree holder is a story for another day. Hopefully this conference will have another session where we...
Are we having another session in this conference? Aside from today? Yes. So there's a season 2.
There's a season 2. Excellent. Okay.
And you're coming again, right?
Well, we'll see how... If they don't kick me out before the show runs out, then maybe. Yeah, so... I did study theater and performing arts, and while I was in school... I was very, very into drama, plays, and we were doing a lot. I don't know if you guys heard about, you know, there's many of us. I mean, we had several troops. Cyprus. We started, you know, Flatmates on TV, which then became a series on TV, but all of that started with Theatre 24, where we were just performing and rehearsing at the Unilag Auditorium by the waterside. And if you know Unilag well, the auditorium is not purpose-built for theatre. It wasn't properly maintained, you know, for you to do the kind of plays that you can do there. And so my desire was to move my plays to the Muson Center, because Muson Center at the time was the most exciting hall that you can grab, you know, you can coming from Unilag's auditorium. And that then meant that I had to look for money from companies to be able to move up. Yes, answer. And the reason why it's important, because I looked around when I walked into this audience, a lot of the people here are youthful. I assume that graduate, working, the first 5 years maybe of your career, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I see. And if that's the case, one of the things that you lack, you know, as a young, aspiring entrepreneur or corporate person, one of the things that we really, really lack is mental kind of guidance. You know, somebody who's able to say to you, every time somebody shuts the door at you, it means it's data in your hand telling you that you're not quite done convincing this person. And I don't know the kind of desire or hunger that you have, but that's the kind of desire and hunger that just takes you and propels you to that next level, where you begin to see rejection as data and an opportunity to re-strategize on what you're selling, how you're selling it, who you're selling it to, and even whether or not this person needs the product or service that you have on offer. I think that was supposed to be an introduction, and I'll stop there for now because I tend to talk a lot.
Thank you so much. One thing has been consistent with our panelists, and then it is what? No. The fact that Madam Doja has been rejected so many times, right? John said he had heard no too many times. And then this is Dr. Yadini again saying so many questions to Madam Doja. I want to introduce someone in the house. The person that introduced me to what I'm doing today introduced me to sales, right? I remember that day, and then he was telling me, you can do it. I hear what you say, you can do this. And I was like, sales? I can't do it. And then he said, I believe you can do it. Just try it. And then he spent about 6 minutes telling me what sales is about, right? There's no time, right? One of these conferences, one of the sales conferences, the coming edition, I'll give him that exact 6 minutes to come tell us what sales is about. And then I was like, are you sure this is sales? Because the sales I have is different from the sales you are selling to me. On the long run, I bought sales, and this is 5 years in sales. I really want to say thank you to you, Abimbola Bankole, for bringing me to this profession. And today, I don't want to be anything other than being a salesman, right? I don't want to be anything other than selling. So the next question to Madam Doja, which would eventually my last question to you. I don't want to be anything. So if someone in this audience is currently selling or not selling against the odds, right? What one sentence would you give to them? So if someone in this audience is presently selling against the odds or not selling against the odds, what sentence would you say to them now? This is you mentoring them from here, right?
Thank you very much. To answer that, I'm sure the person can answer that question already from listening to the three of us, right? And what would the answer to that be? Keep pushing. Never give up. If you're not selling today, you will sell tomorrow. The bottom line is be consistent, keep a positive mind and a positive attitude. Rejection, failure is part of your success story. It is part of what you need to be a very good salesperson. So what I will say to you, against all odds, is you want to just keep your eyes on the goal. You want to be that person that regardless of the situation, you want to be able to sell ice to the Eskimo. And in order to do that, you have to be persuasive, you have to be relentless, you have to be resilient. So you just have to be dogged in your approach. You have to keep moving with the goal always in front of you. This is where I'm going to. You know, I like to quote the Bible. Even the Bible says that as far as your eyes can see. So keep that goal in mind. Keep that end goal in mind. And you realize that it will keep motivating you. It will keep pushing you. It will keep encouraging you. And before you know it, your hands touch exactly what you want. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Georgia. So one final question, and then that will go to Dr. Iyadune. Right, Madam Georgia has been here quite a while. So one final question before we end this first panelist session, and then it's about your profession, right? Being a salesperson in the hospitality world, right? Hospitality can be quite unpredictable, right? So how do you maintain confidence when clients are negotiating heavily, or their budget are quite tight, right, based on what you're offering? So how do you maintain confidence with them, knowing that they're trying to negotiate from their standpoint due to tight budget, and also how do you maintain confidence in such regard? Right, being a salesperson in the hospitality world, right? Hospitality can be quite unpredictable. Right,
how do you maintain confidence when your client has a tight budget?
Their budget are quite tight.
To be honest with you, I like to say that it's a buyer's market. And not everybody is my client. And not everybody can afford my products. And not everybody can afford my services. But for the ones that I desire to sell to, I'm not sure that they would leave me without buying my product and service, because I'm hungry enough to give you no choice but to buy my product and my service. And I have studied enough to present you in my product and my service value that you cannot reject. And I'm certain that as long as I provide you value in that product or service, you will buy my product or service much more than I desired to sell it to you. Studied enough to present you in my product and my service.
I think the question we should even ask rather Dr. Iyadune is, you know, she works for Eco Hotel, right, and Suites, and the conclusion will be like, Eco Hotel sells itself. So it would be like, why do they need a salesperson when the assumption is that, you see what I mean? It sells itself. So I would like you to address that, because it would be like, Eco Hotel, but it's a brand now. They're doing well. Why do you need the salesperson? Why do you need to? What are you selling? Please, you need to tell us that that's not the case.
You know, that is the most, that's the biggest fallacy that anybody has ever created. That there's any product that sells itself. If Coca-Cola, as horrible as Coke is for your health, and as good as Coke is for your tongue and your taste buds and your throat, especially when you drink it with ice, if Coca-Cola still spends money advertising, branding, and having a marketing or sales director, then every brand needs one. Eco Hotels and Suites, when I joined 15 years ago, was doing in Especially when you drink it with ice. In excess of, I would say, maybe something like
Coca-Cola still spends
10
money
billion.
advertising, branding,
And in that period,
sales director,
6 or 7 different brand chain hotels sprung up around the Victoria Island area. Your Radissons, your Four Points, Federal Palace, Sofitel, well, which used to be, I mean, they've had a couple of different names. But those are brand chain hotels that have international affiliation. Eco Hotel doesn't have one. We are Eco Hotel and Suites. No brand chain, no international affiliation. We're a Nigerian hotel. And at the time when I was brought in, there was a need. With all these other hotels coming up, they had taken a chunk of the share of our market. So we were not what you thought we were. We were losing our grounds as a business. And so, my coming to the hotel was to find a solution to that problem. So the first thing I want to debunk here is that there's no brand that doesn't have problems. And there's no brand that's too big not to have a very good sales and marketing person, because your brand cannot remain the same forever. If you stop recreating and curating, your brand dies, no matter how good the product of your brand is. And as long as competition and the needs and desires of clients continuously becomes insatiable, because at every point, the client that wanted a small room, his income has increased, his lifestyle has changed, and at this point in his life, what he wants is a suite. Now, have you met this man in that growth trajectory is the question. This is why brands cannot stay idle. And this is why brands have to continue to co-create, recreate, and continuously curate to ensure that you survive what competition has to offer and what the appetite of your market currently demands. So when I joined the Hotel as a traditional, well, we used to be Le Meridian, we were Accor at some point, and we made a decision to become a wholly Nigerian indigenous brand. And we're 50-year-old next year. And in, yes, 50. And in 50 years, we have held that brand and still maintained our position as leaders in this industry 50 years on as a local brand. So that speaks to the power of what your teams can do. I mean, we don't even call ourselves a hotel anymore. We're so much more than a hotel. If you go to a co-hotel in December, this December, I mean, there's nowhere else anywhere in the world that offers you the kind of experience that we offer you at a hotel. And my packages are selling out like crazy. Each family is having to pay 9 million for a family of 4. But there you have breakfast, lunches, and dinners. You have access to theater shows, circus shows, comedy shows, puppet shows, magic shows. I mean, you walk into a space that transforms into this beautiful kingdom of light. And in the storytelling, in the just taking just a hotel that sells rooms and food and beverage to becoming a hotel where you can experience a family Christmas holiday like you can never have it anywhere else. African inspired, then I'm sure that the answer lies in that living example, that you cannot be just a brand.
Are you jamming your hands together? Wow. Nothing sells nothing, but something sells something. So we come to the end of the first panel session at the sales conference, the maiden edition of the sales conference, and it has been wonderful with my panelists. It has been amazing. Can you jam your hands together for Madam Doja, for Dr. Yaduni and John? Please, can you jam your hands together for this? Celebrate them, celebrate them. Like I told you earlier, and I'm saying again, none of them came here demanding anything, right? They are here to give their experience, they are here to give their story, they are here to tell you how it happened to them, right? So you are getting all these stories, and none of them is saying bring so amount. It costs so much to get this wealth of experience dished out. But then once again, on my behalf, can you just say thank you to Dr. Yadini, and thank you to Madam Adedoja. Thank you so much. Right? They are here to give their experience, they are here to give their story, they are here to tell you how it happened to them, right? So you are getting all these stories, and none of them is saying bring so amount. It costs so much to get this wealth of experience dished out. But then once again, on my behalf, can you just say thank you to Dr. Yadini, and thank you to Madam Adedoja. Thank you so much.
Look to your neighbor and say, how's the unpacking going? How's the unpacking going? And we're just at the first session. Like, that's just the first panel session. So we're going to move into another session. We have the second keynote speaker here to give us more nuggets, to share more real life experiences. Remember when I said that you know, when we're in school and you read things and your lecturers will tell you that this is just for exam, just read them. These people are not doing this to us. They aren't. They are telling us examples about the country that we live in. And they are, I mean, if you were here earlier, we were talking about the economics of how to eat bread, beans, and Pepsi. And Mr. John just casually said somebody's liquidity was 5 billion. For those of us that are not in finance, the meaning of liquidity is that as you open your tap, water just comes out. That's what he said. So in this same country and in this same environment, he has been able to sell himself to be able to command the liquidity of 5 billion. I don't have anything to say again, but this next speaker is going to shed more light about sales. And please, let's listen to the bio of the next speaker.
Mr. Joseph Edgar, fondly known as the Duke of Shomolu, is a rare blend of sharp business intellect and bold creative vision. With over 2 decades in investment banking, he has mastered financial structuring, risk management, strategic planning, and high-level advisory work. He seamlessly channels into the creative industry. He served in major financial institutions such as BGL, FCMB, Investment One, and Aquila Asset, where he was managing director. He co-founded Hamilton and George Limited, an advisory investment banking firm focused on sectors like oil and gas, power, and real estate. His ability to design sustainable business models for attract private sector partnerships and build investor confidence sets him apart in an environment where art financing is notoriously difficult. He has a bachelor's degree in political science and a master's in political science and international relations. He's an associate member of Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers in Nigeria. He has taken advanced courses in Senior Management Program at Pan-African University, Lagos, and Wealth Management at the New York Institute of Finance. As the executive manager of Duke of Shomolu Production, which produces theater plays, Edgar stands out as an innovator who treats theater as both cultural storytelling and economic enterprise. He develops large-scale productions that merge historical narratives with modern stagecraft, driving tourism, job creation, and regional development. Through the Duke of Shomolu Foundation, he pioneers theater-driven economic models, producing festivals and shows that boost local economies, empower youth, and elevate Nigerian theater to global stands. Mr. Edgar's unique strength lies in bridging finance and the arts, turning passion into industry, creative ideas into structured businesses, and theater into a viable, scalable enterprise.
The sales conference, please put your hands together as we welcome on stage Joseph Edgar.
Thank you. God bless. Good is it afternoon, are we? Good afternoon. Let me first apologize very quickly for. We can't do that in lights, are we?
The sales conference, please put your hands together as we welcome on stage Joseph Edgar.
Thank you. God bless. Good is it afternoon, are we? Good afternoon. Let me first apologize very quickly for. We can't do that in lights, are we?
The sales conference, please put your hands together as we welcome on stage.
Okay, sorry. The lights are entering my eyes, but okay. So let me apologize for coming late. I was contracted by your people 2-3 months ago, are we? And yesterday I got a call from Arise TV, so I'm contracted to be on standby for them every other Saturday. So I had to go on air, and then that's why I'm here a little bit late. So I'm sorry, forgive me. Okay, so my name is Edgar. I am an investment banker, and I do theater and so many other things in between. I hear this is a sales conference, and I want to assume that everybody in the hall here are salespeople, are we? Yeah? You're salespeople. So what do you guys sell? What's the average how do I put it down? Are there finance people here? I need to know so I can situate my conversation. Are there finance people here? Okay, what else? Tech? And what else? Real estate. Oh, real estate. How's life? You guys must really suffering right now. Okay, so I have only 30 minutes, so I just take. I need someone to just prompt me. What do you guys think is the most challenging aspect of sales in an environment like this? Oh, real estate. Quickly, what do you think is the most challenging aspect of sales? Sorry? Trust. You're a real estate person, are we? I have only 30 minutes. That's right. So what else? Trust? One. What else? I need someone to just prompt me. What? Sorry? What do you guys think? I can't hear you. Is the most challenging aspect of sales? Oh, okay. Competition. Yeah. What else? Persuasion. Quickly. What else? What do you think is the most challenging? So we have trust, competition, persuasion. Trust. What else? Interest. What else? I can go down. I can, because it's like on time. I beg. Interest, are we? What else? Oh, okay. One more go first. What else? Sorry? Persuasion. Closing sales. What else? Okay, so what is the first one again? Trust, so competition, persuasion, interest. What else? Persuasion. Interest. I can go down. I can. I don't agree. What else? I think all of you are wrong in my estimation. Yeah? So I think the most challenging part of sales in an environment like this is the person, is you. Trust, competition. So all these things you have mentioned, do you get me now, are just symptoms of the disease. So if you have malaria, you have what? Headache, you have fever, you have loss of appetite. I mean, body temperature, but that's not your sickness now. Those are just symptoms. Are you getting me now? So if you as a person don't get yourself right, then you have all of these things you talked about. You won't be able to build trust. You won't be able to engage so that you neutralize competition. Yeah? You won't be able to elicit interest from whoever you're speaking with. Abi? And then what's that last thing again? Abi? Sorry? Can't close any deal. So if you as a person don't get, you can't persuade anybody. So anytime they ask me to come and have a conversation about sales to young people, I like to talk about the person. Who is the salesperson? Do you get? Who is the salesperson? Because if you don't get it right as a person, every other thing is zilch. Who is a salesperson? What makes somebody a salesman? How do you position yourself as a salesman? What are the attributes of a salesman? What are the features of a salesman? What are the things that make you as a person a salesman? Am I making sense? So once you have this sorted, you get all these other ones will just fall into the place. Are you a salesperson? What's the name? How do you position yourself as a salesman? Is there a second microphone here? What are the features of a salesman? What are the things that make you Eliana as a person? Where are you from?
Hello.
Am I making sense? So once you have this sorted, you're from Ekiti State. Yeah, give her.
Thank you.
You're from Ekiti State?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're a salesperson?
Yeah.
Why do you think you're a salesperson?
Well, I'm new to sales, and then there is what I love about branding myself, because to create a portfolio for the future, I have to become a brand by myself.
Hello.
So because of that, I got involved in selling gadgets just to start with something and have something that I've been able to sell as a business.
Salesperson, what about yourself as a person makes you feel that you'll be a good salesperson?
Okay, so there are things that I like, and I look at people my age that they like. So I try to communicate it with them in a way that I can also relate.
Go ahead, microphone. So is she making sense to you? What about yourself as a person makes you feel that you'll be a good salesperson? Talk now. Is she making sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Eh? In what way?
Okay, she said that what she she likes to communicate it to others, to persuade them. So she believes that's an attribute of a salesperson, that she can get people to sell.
The both of them make sense?
Yes, they're making sense.
Why?
So the first lady said that she likes to, she likes to sell products that, she believes that her friends are in need.
Give my quote to that lady in red. Yeah. The three of them make sense?
Yes, sir.
The both of them make sense? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
in what way?
Making sense.
Why?
The lady said that she wants to relate with other people.
Okay, let's save time. 4 of you didn't make sense. Four of you didn't make sense. So the first thing you did was to answer your own question. You didn't answer the question I was asking you. I didn't ask you what you want to sell, where you want to sell, how you want to sell. I said, what attributes, what do you have in you that makes you feel a salesperson? Do you get me now? You see, if you're starting a journey, you must start from the beginning. You don't jump to the middle. Do you get me now? Who are you? Who are you? Do you get me now? And then who is a salesperson? How do you recognize a natural salesperson? Do you get me now? And then when you answer that question to yourself, who you are, do you get? Then do you now think you are a salesperson, judging based on what you think a salesperson is? So first and foremost, a salesperson is very bold, very bold. He's imbued with confidence. He has a lot of charisma. Do you get me now? He has presence. He's fearless. He's not shy. He's not afraid. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? So are you a salesperson? Then do you now think you are a salesperson? Based on that, are you a salesperson? On what you think a salesperson is. So first and foremost, a salesperson
Let me
is
say
very
yes.
bold. Why? Very bold. He's imbued with confidence. He has a lot of charisma.
Because
do you get me now? He has
so some of the things you said now, like boldness,
he's not shy.
and then confidence,
He's not afraid.
charisma. I think I'm able to do that because of the desperation.
So
So,
are you a salesperson?
but I am a salesperson, yes.
Give this guy the microphone. This guy the microphone. Please, can you sit down, please? These guys are out there, they're distracting me. Please, can we have a one house, I beg?
The thing is,
Wait, calm down. I never asked a question yet. She used the word desperation. She said that she thinks she's a salesperson because of desperation. So do you agree?
yes,
You think a salesman should be desperate?
you should be also be good at communicating.
No. Answer the question. So calm down. There's not something about all of you here now. You see, you miss it as a salesperson if you don't understand what the person is on about. Do you get me now? So don't take the microphone and tell me what you think I want to hear. Don't take the microphone and tell me crap. Answer the question that I asked. Do you get?
We also be good at.
Is it okay for a salesperson to sell out of desperation?
It's okay in the sense that when you're like selling in what people are demanding for.
Give that guy the microphone. So don't take the microphone and tell me what you want to hear. Don't take the microphone and tell me. Is it okay to sell out of desperation?
Answer the question. I would say yes and no.
Okay.
So yes, in the sense that I am desperate to sell this thing out, and no, not to be too desperate to reduce the value.
When you're like selling in what people are demanding for.
Okay, you know something? First, tell me, anytime the microphone gets to you, just tell me your name and tell me what you do, so I'll be able to situate why I'm getting kind of funny answers I'm getting. Yeah, I'm talking a lot of crap today. I don't know. Who are these people? How do you get these people? You are the promoter, are you? How do you get them? Why are they? Are they like your church members or what? Eh? I'm just getting a lot of funny things today, man. I don't know. Yeah.
Hi. My name is Glory.
What do you do?
I sell clothes.
Don't mind me, I have a lot. Don't take it to heart. Oh. It's just you're busy, yeah? Okay, I'm hearing you.
I deal with the
Are you an actor?
deodorant and clothing
Okay.
and jewelries.
You need what?
Deodorant, clothing and jewelries.
Oh, brilliant. You sell deodorants?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, is it desperate? Is it good to be desperate to sell?
No, it's not good to be desperate because when you are desperate, you lose value of what you are selling.
Let's get smart. So, because she knew that I yapped him for saying he was desperate. So, she dodged. Yeah, you do what? You do what?
Yes, sir.
You do what? What did you say? You lose what?
I lose value.
God bless you. Yeah? So what you don't want to do as a salesperson is to look like a tout. Are you getting me? To look like a tout. So when you sell because you are desperate, then you look and feel like a tout. And then most people who have resources to buy can smell it from far and they want to have anything to do with you. Are you getting now? You guys always wonder how when you go to a shop and they say this is 40,000, that same thing is 100,000. You would be asking that 100,000 how much last. You don't want to talk to the 40,000. Yeah? Because of what? Value. Now. So when you sell out of desperation, you're looking at that 40,000 person. Are you getting me now? But let me say something very quickly here now about the person. I have done sales for over. Sorry, how many years now, sir? And they say this is 40,000. I've done sales now for like 40 years. You don't want to talk to the 40,000. But is that your husband? Yeah? Because of what? Value. Is that your husband? So when you say you're wearing the same clothes. Desperation, you're looking at that. Is your husband in real life? You get me now. But let me say something very quickly. How long have you been married for? How many years now, sir? So many years. 31 years. 31 years. Why you guys slap me now? Me, I'm married for 30 years now. There's no biggie now. Okay. What was I saying now? I was about to say something just now.
Desperation.
No, I've gone beyond that. The person. Do you get? How do you position yourself? How do you carry yourself? How do you comport yourself? How do you talk to people? Do you get me now? What impressions do you leave after talking to somebody? Are you getting me now? Do you, when you leave the room, does the person feel like, what's that? Or the person feel like, oh, that was somebody? The person. Are you getting me now? Sales is not buy and sell. Listen to me very carefully now. Sales is not that house you are selling. It's not that perfume you are selling. Do you get me now? Sales is about building relationships with people. Are you seeing now? So when you build relationships with people, do you get? That person becomes what? Your friend. And when it becomes your friend, then you're able to sell value. Am I making sense? So if you can't sell value to a friend, then you are selling desperation. It's about building relationships with people. I know what happens when you're selling desperation. Are you seeing now? Yeah? You now appear like a tout. That person becomes what? So the question now is how do you put yourself in a position to be seen as a serious salesperson like me? How do you put yourself in a position to be liked? Because we are Nigerians. Do you get me now? Culture, tradition, very important. If I don't like you, I can't trust you. If I can't trust you, I can't give you my money. Are you getting me now? So how do you put yourself in a position to be trusted? How do you put yourself in a position that that person will not go to your competition? Do you get me now? It's by building yourself as a salesperson. Am I making sense? You get so what you wear, how you wear what you wear, how you smell, what you say, what's in your head. Am I making sense? A good salesperson must know something about almost everything because you don't know who you are meeting at any point in time. Am I making sense? So we might be meeting Oga and Madam, and we're talking about long marriages, and I will have an opinion about long marriages, and we'll have a conversation about it. Are you getting me now? Have you ever heard of things, what they call about this phrase, breaking the ice? You guys have heard of breaking the ice? Yeah. So when you like somebody, when you can have a conversation, you are breaking the ice. So if I come to her, she comes to me, she wants to sell perfume to me. Do you get me now? She walks up to me and says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Edgar. I have perfumes I want to sell. What do you think will happen to me and her?" You guys have heard of breaking the ice. Most times, I will not buy that perfume. You like somebody. Am I making sense? I'm sure you have that experience. Most times I will not buy that perfume. But if she walks up to me and says, "Oh, Mr. Edgar, I see that you have dreadlocks. Why do you have dreadlocks? Is it that I can't afford to barb your hair or whatever? How long have you been keeping dreadlocks for? Does your hair smell? What does your pastor think about it?" Do you get me now? She's doing what? She's breaking the ice. Abi? And then I'll start telling her stories about my dreadlock. That's how my father almost beat me. Why? Are you getting me now? And then what now happens? We become friends. So it's me that will not be asking and be saying, what is it that you wanted to sell? Are you getting me now? Now, if I don't have money to buy, I'll say, okay, I don't know, but let me send it to Kule. Kule is and Kule we buy because we are friends. And I'll say, Kule, I have a young girl who is very brilliant. She's doing a very good job in selling perfumes. Help me support her by buying. So we have become, she has given me, was she desperate? Ikiti. Are you getting me now? Now, if I don't have money to buy, I'll say, okay, I don't know. Where state are you from? Kule we buy because we are friends. Ekiti too. Oh my God. He's Ekiti too. Ekiti people are very stingy people. Yeah. Are you from Ekiti too? You're from Lagos. So why did you go and marry Ekiti? Didn't you send anybody in all of Lagos? Oh my God. This guy is shy. So what makes sense? Where state are you from? Huh? So based on what I have said now, am I a good salesperson? Oh my God. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Ekiti people are very stingy people. Yeah. Are you from Ekiti too? So I'm looking for a good salesperson in this room now. So why did you go and marry? And I can't find one. All of Lagos. You think I'll call you, Abby? So what makes sense? So you have presence. You have presence. You have presence. Yeah. You have presence. Am I a good salesperson? You have confidence. You look like a very brilliant person. You're brilliant, Abby. So I'm looking for a good salesperson in this room now. You must sell confidence. Am I making sense? You think I'll call you, Abby? You must do what? You're not selling your product. You have presence. Do you get? The product is usually the last thing you sell. If you go out there with your product first, you will miss it. Are you getting me now? I like giving this analogy, and we like talk about women. I mean, people, I love women a lot. Do you get it? I love women a lot. Women are very beautiful creatures. They're very complex. You get it? The way God created you guys is totally different. When God finished creating women, He just broke the mold and said, "You know, do it again." Yeah. If I walked up to this lady, what's the name? Sorry? Where are you from? Benue State. What part of Benue? Are you like Idoma or wherever?
I'm from Igede.
Where's that?
It's one of like the minor tribes here.
How do you feel? They're killing everybody there.
I don't know, because I've not really stayed there before.
So you don't feel anything because you don't stay there?
Of course I feel the pain, but...
So how come all your governors are always Reverend Fathers?
Not all, it's just once.
Two. But there's been no Reverend Father anywhere in this country, apart from Benue State. So two is just too much. Where's that?
Yeah, it's always the first time for something.
I see now. So what are we doing?
We're breaking the ice.
God bless you. Now, so she likes me. I can sense it. She likes me. She'll get home and say, "Man, there's one very good-looking guy that came to speak today." Before him, there's some people speaking, they're very boring. But there's one very good guy that came to speak, so she likes me. Now, but if I walk up to her and I say to her, "What's the name again, Rosie? I want to marry you." What will you tell me?
I'm married.
No, so she likes me. can sense it. I don't know. I don't need that. Just answer my question straight. If I come up to you now, a normal girl, and I say I want to marry you, okay, I want to date you. What will you say? The first thing I'm saying, I just pull the person in before you now gently tell the person what you want to sell. In most cases, that person wants to buy. Do you get? The person showing interest, wants to buy. But if you move too fast, guess what? It gets suspicious. Do you get? Your desperation makes him feel suspicious. So what does he do? He will back out. You say, let me think about it. Am I making sense? Let me think about it. Or when I get home, let me talk to my wife and get back to you. You guys experience that, But when I finish with you, you will buy and you will call your wife and say, I just bought a house. Your wife will not say, pull the person without, just like that, man, you should have seen the guy. Are you see now? Because you've done what? You've sold the relationship. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? So I have only 30 minutes. If you guys have anything to take away what I'm just talking about now, is how you build yourself. Forget about the product. The product is meaningless. Forget about the service. You get the most important thing is you. How do you build yourself? How do you position yourself for peak performance? Do you get me now? Capacity is very key. Do you get? A lot of people don't have sense. Do you get? And it shows. A lot of young people are very narrow-minded in their worldview, and that affects them in sales. Do you get? I'm sure how many people here listen to the news? Am I making sense? 1, 2, 3. I'm sure if I ask a question and you fall, you just answer now. So how many people here have read this day recently? Newspaper. Most of them have never heard of it. How many people here know what they call nairametrics? You know nairametrics? How many people here have read Business Day? Those in finance. How many people in finance? Working there in bank, asset management, finance house, mortgage bank. How many people? None. How many people are in real estate? How many of you? 5, okay. So the rest of you are doing what now? Church? Sorry? To break into church. Okay, so a lot of people here don't have jobs. So how many people here have read this day recently? Entrepreneurs. Okay, so if you don't read what they call the business traits, if you don't follow business media, do you get? If you don't know what's happening around you, do you get? Then you can't be a good salesperson. It's just that simple. You just die of frustration because you don't have the intellect to engage. Are you getting me now? If you don't know what's happening around you, how long you say in real estate, Abi? Please give me the microphone. Yeah, I like his company is laughing. Do you work for somebody or do you work for yourself?
I work for myself.
How? What do you do exactly?
I offer services like...
I want everyone to watch him very carefully.
I offer...
Watch him. Calm down, huh? Watch him very carefully as he speaks. Yeah?
I offer services like investment in off-plan properties, land banking, booking of
what's
short
land banking?
Land banking is, well, a calculated... well, something more of a calculated investment. It's a long-term investment, actually, whereby...
No. What is land banking?
Land banking. Banking of land.
Around you.
Land banking. I don't know how to put it, sharp.
Is a capacity problem there? So if you're going to sell land banking to Mr. and Mrs., what will you tell them?
I'll use an illustration.
What's the illustration?
Okay. Looking at that Lekki and Ajah.
Sit down well. There's something called psychology of sales, So when you slouch, when you're talking to somebody and you're putting your hand in your pocket, you're slouching, do you get? There's no Yoruba man that will buy land from you. Am I lying? Is that what how do you guys say it again? One curry, are you get me now? And you'll be surprised. A lot of people lose transactions on that small thing. Do you get? He didn't buy land for me. He's not going to buy land for you. Hey, so I'm hearing you. What's the illustration? Quick.
Okay. Looking at that, I'll use the Lekki Ajah story. 20 years ago, Lekki is not what it is right now. So somebody was able to look at Lekki back then as a big fish. Then he calculated that, there are landmarks, specific landmarks here that people will eventually get the value and want to get it. Then the man thought about it and he said, okay, this land around the outskirts of that landmarks, let me get it now. And by the time it's big,
Lose transactions on that small thing. You get you're lost. You're not here. No. What's last thing he said?
Talking about Lekki.
What about Lekki?
Being a landmark.
So what?
20 years ago,
Lekki. So what?
Lekki is not what it is.
Lekki did what?
So somebody was able to look at Lekki back then.
So you see? Was that right?
Then he calculated that.
Okay. Give the microphone to that guy in brown.
People will eventually.
What's he talking about?
Oh, he was talking about land banking.
What about land banking?
He was giving an analogy.
What's your name?
Let me get it.
Sorry? Moses, okay.
Okay, so Moses was giving an analogy of how Lekki Ajah axis has improved over the years.
No. What's last thing he said? What's the name?
Adibola.
Okay. So what?
All right. So what he was saying, Oluwadamilola.
What do you do? So you see? Was that right?
What he was saying.
What do you do?
I do. I'm a fashion designer.
Do you like
I
my
make
pants?
dresses.
Do
Sir?
you like my pants?
Yeah, I do.
Can you make my pants?
Yes, I can.
It's yours?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know, there's some tailors now who they don't use that tape rule again. They don't look at you and know your measurements. Are you like that? Yeah, sure. What's my size? What's my waist?
It's looking like a 28-30.
No, what's wrong? I'm 30 something. No, so basically, so he has the confidence of a salesman. He has the comportment of a salesman. Do you get? He has the presence of a salesman. He has the composure of a salesman. Do you get me now? But he's lacking in capacity. So he comes across as a I'm not gonna 419 now, fast guy.
Sir? Yeah, I do.
And do people do business with fast guys?
Yes, I can.
Do you get? It comes across as what? As this guy's too fast. Are you getting me now? So you see where the capacity has done him in. Actually, in an area that is very sensitive, which is buying land. People have lost their lives over land in Lagos now. Do you get me now? Yeah. So if you want to be taken very serious in that industry, do you get? Then you must build capacity. How do you build capacity? You must read very wide. You must understand the issues around land. What are the issues around land? If I ask you now, in Lagos, for example, do you get me now? Omonile, issues of title, issues of government revoking C of O. Do you know what happened in Yanowo recently? Fast guy. That's why I will not sell land. Real estate, if you don't know all these things. Am I making sense? But not saying perfume. What's the role of NAFDAC in your business? Are you getting me now? Do you know NAFDAC? Have you heard of NAFDAC? What's the role of NAFDAC in your business? What do they do? They do what? In an area that is very sensitive. That's all they do. Have lost their lives over land. Okay, so the beautiful thing about the whole thing is that I hope that all of you are not forced to attend this session. If you all came for this session very voluntarily, that's a good one for you guys. Clap for yourselves. It shows that you all know that you have problem, and this is beginning of solving your problem. Do you get me now? So 2 things. Let me round up because I have 5 more minutes. 2 things you have to take home today now is: am I a salesperson? When you get home this night, you get look in the mirror, look at yourself, and ask yourself a very simple question: am I a salesperson? So who is a salesperson? Am I confident? Am I bold? Do I have capacity? Am I a person of integrity? Am I a go-getter? If your answer is no to all of those questions, don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Then you have to go and start looking for ways to make yourself a sales person. Am I making sense? Then the next thing is, do I have the capacity to operate in the area that I'm operating? Do I know the issues? Do I know the challenges? Do you get me now? Do I know solutions to these things? Can I talk intelligently about not only the area I'm operating, but can I talk intelligently about every other thing any other thing that makes life go around in Nigeria. Do you understand politics? Do you understand sports? Do you understand entertainment? Do you understand a Greek? Do you understand? Can I talk intelligently? Do you get about any of this stuff? Because you are selling, you don't know who you are going to meet as you are moving. Yeah. So here I have one more question, Abi. Before I put my microphone. Looking for ways to make yourself in sales. You have a question. Don't ask me a question I cannot answer. Then the next thing is, do I have the capacity to operate?
Thank you,
What
sir.
are you writing? This man. Do I know the issues? Do I know the challenges?
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Oluwatumininu. And
what?
Oluwatumininu.
Not only the area I'm operating in the Tesco shirt.
Okay, I want to ask a question, and that's regards your start of point as regards being desperate. So I'm a human capital developer, and I did a lot with offering professional trainings and helping people. Now, in capacity building, there's a place of striking balance, and I want to believe that
striking balance between what and what.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to. So I want to believe that in the place of being desperate and the place of being passionate, sometimes you can be so hungry for success and you're passionate, you're driven, you have a burning desire to achieve something. Can that be also
that's not desperation?
Yeah. So
no.
where is the?
There's no balance. You can't balance negative with negative. There's no balance. Desperation is negative with capital letters. Desperation is you going to beg. Do you get? So when you are desperate, that's when you are vulnerable. So you you open up yourself. That's when young girls say, "Oh, you want to sleep with me to give me money." That's desperation. So when you expose yourself like that, do you get? Then you are vulnerable. Then people can take advantage of you. You get? So I've seen people come to market me in desperation. Okay, yeah, I can't go back home. I can't go back to the office and tell you didn't give me check. That's desperation. Do you get me now? It messes up your brand, destroys the company reputation. Do you get me now? That's desperation. Now, when you are passionate about closing that deal, it's a different thing. You are ready. You have your capacity. Do you get me now? You are confident. You are bold. Do you get me now? You know for a fact that if I don't get this sale, I will go back home as a strong person and resign. Yeah, that's desperation. Yeah, that's a salesman. You know, the biblical days will say you fall on your sword. Yeah, you go back and fall on your sword. Do you get me now? That's a salesman. Because guess what? Sky will not fall. There's nothing you do in this world that sky will fall. So if you don't sell that, if you don't get that check on that transaction, sky will not. If you lose your job, sky will not. If you get a query, sky will not. So once you have that boldness, have that confidence, do you get me now? You go back to the office and say, "Sir, I want to resign." You say, "Why? Because I didn't sell. I need to go." Do you get me now? You know. Are you getting me? So you see, the problem with most people is that you take and resign pressures, and make it affect your long-term goals. I need to pay school fees this weekend. I need to pay house rent next month. Because of that, I cannot lose my job. So you're saying a shitty job. Am I making sense? That's a salesman. Am I making sense? Guess what? Sky will not fall. And life is short. As long as you're saying that shitty job, when you wake up, you're old. If you don't get that check on that, you have done 20 years there. You have not progressed. Am I making sense? So never show desperation for anything. In fact, the strongest salesmen in this country, in this world, are the men who can turn their backs on almost anything. I turn my back on anything. Because why? Sky will not. I will still eat. I will still wear clothes. You go pay me, but I will not die. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? So HR man, you get? There's no balance between passion and desperation. There's no balance between evil and evil. Do you get me now? Confidence, capacity, timing, preparation. Are you getting me? Do not allow your company targets to drive you into desperation. If your boss could bring the money, he don't need you, not going to employ you. So the fact that you remain an employee means that he needs you. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? And once you move without, because this one is employer. This one is employer. This one is not here now. It's employer. This is employer to drive people to death. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? You to ask him, say, where's the money? Yes, because guess what? I used to work in the bank. I've worked in 5 banks. I work in 5 banks. And they sacked me in 3. Yeah? And they sacked me in 3 of those 5 banks. One of the banks that they sacked me, they gave me a target of 15 billion. That time, 1 billion used to be state budget. Now you can't buy a car for 1 billion, Abi. 15 billion. I thought it was a joke. Am I making sense? I was earning 60,000 a month. And the total budget of the bank was only God knows how much. So when I saw the email that my target for the year is 15 billion for the quarter or whatever, where's the money? So I thought it was a joke. I thought it was somebody. Yes. You know how they say, let's push him. Let's see whether I can run fast. So I thought that's what they were doing to me. That let's just push him. So I ran. And I brought 5 billion. I had 5 billion. So I had a 10 billion variance. And then you know what they call MPRV? So everybody seated. Plus the MD, everybody seated, you know. And they're fighting this one. Where's the money? This one is crying. Because he's a woman. I'm sorry. And they fight this one. You must be foolish. You must be stupid. So I'm like, hey. And this guy that I fight, this one has 7 billion, no. This one has 8 billion, no. Me, I've seen on my 5 billion. I said today is today. They sacked me. So one of our guys said that he was in hospital for that period. That's why that affected his performance. Said that the only way I will believe you is if you have come to this meeting with drip. That's what the MD was telling. MD of a big bank. So got my turn. You know, they put it on the screen. So everything's there. He said, Edgar, where's your money? I said, God, where's your own money? Everywhere went, I kid you not. They gave me BMW. They paid me good money. Everything went silent. I said, where's your money? Your career. It's not about, get it right. It's never about your career. It's about you. It's your life. Am I making sense? It's your life. What you want to do with your life, how you want to progress with your life, where you want to go to with your life. So that office, that job, that company, that business, is a milestone in your life. You know because about the show. Hello. When we're younger, if you're going to Lagos Ibadan, you see what they call milestones on the road. Ogere, 22 kilometers. Ijebu, you see, do you get me now? You not 10 minutes, 10 kilometers to Ibadan. So, your job, your wife, your business, your church are what? Those milestones in your life. The only constant thing on that journey is what? So if you allow a company or a business damage you, because you'll not be able to sell because you don't have targets. Do you get me now? Then you have yourself to blame. Are you getting me now? Learn how to do what? Walk away. With your head held up high. But before you do that, have confidence. Have capacity. Are you getting me now? Understand who you are. Because if you don't and you walk away, you walk to your death. You're on your own. I thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Duke. You know, Duke was one of the people that inspired the sales conference. I was in a talk like this with Duke, and then I think it was about 2 hours. So you guys only spent 30 minutes. So if Duke had 2 hours, he would ask everybody a question, right? And he'll be savaging everybody one after the other. By the time he's done, you'll be able to. You don't need to go home and ask yourself, "Am I a salesman?" You would know if you are a salesman or you are not a salesman. But then Duke is raw. Duke is highly unconventional. And then just to say again, Duke will be having a show this December. I don't miss his show from the days of FBN Quest, right? Something that Duke has. Duke is unconventional. And you heard about his testimony with some MDs. As funny as it is, those MDs still sponsor Duke, right? The very first time I saw his ticket in FBN Quest, I think I was in FBN Quest then, and then his ticket was given to me. I was like, this guy, I don't like him. Nobody likes him. But you are still going to him for business. But you don't like him because he's raw. You don't like him because of the things he says. However, one of the things Duke is trying to tell us, I think John mentioned earlier, was when I said on Okon, right? There is really no, this is the strategy and this must be the strategy. Sales most especially is about you. So we're rounding up the sales conference, the maiden edition of the sales conference, and we're going to the very last session. And this session, please, we'll be having the 2 final guests come up, right? The MC will do the introduction, and afterwards we'll have the panel section, and that will be it, and it will be a wrap. But then let me ask you, how has the sales conference been?
He asked the question, you didn't answer. Only one person. So awesome is the only word that we know. Please, let's have the bio for our speakers for the last panel session for today.
Dr. Adekunle Alonge is a distinguished entrepreneur, visionary leader, and financial strategist whose career embodies excellence, innovation, and impact. As the Group CEO of Sonara Capital and Investment Limited, he has built a diversified financial services empire encompassing asset and investment management, business advisory, SME support, and insurance brokering. Under his leadership, Sonora has become synonymous with trust, integrity, and sustainable wealth creation in Nigeria's financial landscape. A scholar and practitioner, Dr. Alunge holds a doctorate degree in finance from the University of Lagos, a master's in finance from Texas Tech University, and a bachelor's degree in accounting from Obafemi Awolowo University. He's a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, a testament to his rigorous professionalism and commitment to excellence. Dr. Alunge's career journey reflects courage and vision. After acquiring international experience in the banking and finance sector, he returned to Nigeria to pursue his entrepreneurial dream, founding Sonora Capital. His practical, results-driven approach, combined with a culture of innovation and learning, has positioned him as a respected thought leader, offering insights on investment, economic policy, and risk management that influences both business and public policy circles. Renowned for his visionary leadership and unwavering integrity, Dr. Alunge inspires confidence in clients, partners, and colleagues alike. He believes deeply in empowering teams, fostering innovation, and creating strategies that generate lasting impact. His remarkable achievements and dedication to advancing Nigeria's financial sector has earned him recognition among the country's most inspiring CEOs. Dr. Adekunle Alunge's journey is a testament to power and vision, perseverance and principled leadership, making him a distinguished personality whose insight and experience are a profound honor to the world.
The sales conference, please let's make welcome Dr. Adekunle Alunge. A round of applause. Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes. Please be seated, sir.
Mrs. Doyinsola Ola is an astute and inspiring leader at the helm of Codros Wealth, where a strategic insight and entrepreneurial mindset have positioned the company as a trusted partner in wealth management and financial advisory services. She holds a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Ado-Ekiti and a master's degree in business administration from the University of South Wales. With a career grounded in excellence, she has successfully navigated the evolving financial landscape, driving innovation while maintaining a client-focused approach. Her leadership extends beyond corporate success. Mrs. Doyinsola is a mentor, advocate for financial literacy, and a driving force for empowering individuals and businesses to achieve sustainable growth. Known for her keen decision-making and unwavering integrity, she combines professional brilliance with a personal commitment to societal impact, making her both an industry authority and an inspiring role model.
The sales conference, please let's make welcome Mrs. Doyinsola Ola. A round of applause. Thank you very much, Ma, for coming. And to moderate this session is no other person than the convener, Sani Oluwatobi Samson. A round of applause.
Thank you, thank you. And then here we are for the second session. We need assistance with the mics to
Hello?
be sure they're working. Okay, that's good. So this session is very direct, and it's a session for mostly young people, and we're talking about beyond contacts, turning relationships into opportunities, right? So many of us have 500 contacts on our phones, and some of us glory on how many views you have on WhatsApp, right? But then here we are, we're talking about turning relationships into opportunity. And then we have, basically have two MDs here, right? You want to jam your hands together for them, right? Once again, they were not here while we were doing this. Once again, sales conference, help me appreciate Dr. Alunge and Doyinsola. They are here to give this information without getting any charge. And then it is amazing. So my first question will go to you, Doyinsola. Doyinsola also happens to be someone that has legacy with me. Funnily, she worked at my present firm, and then I managed so many of the clients, and then they're like, do you know Doyinsola? I didn't know her, but then I'm trying to preserve the legacy, right? The beauty of it. And Doyinsola, what is one relationship that unexpectedly changed the trajectory of your career, and what did you do intentionally to make that relationship work?
Good afternoon, everyone, and it's indeed a pleasure to be here this afternoon, and thank you for the invitation. So I'll draw from my experience, and I would say that I want to allude it to a relationship. Rather, I would say relationships, and that's because I have mentors and I have sponsors. But one thing is very clear. I was intentional in being consistent. I was intentional in showing excellence in everything that I do. So I try as much as I can to deliver on the quality of work that is being churned out. I also ensure that I'm timely in the delivery, and I make sure that I'm reliable. So these are the things that would work for you. These are the things that people that are seeing you are looking out for. And these are the things that would open doors for you, where your credentials can take you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Right, one thing has been constant here about almost every salesman that has spoken is the aspect of consistency. Is the aspect of keep pushing. Is where they mentioned don't give up. And then we had said earlier, if you didn't join the very first panel session, you wouldn't have known what you missed. However, let me just help you briefly. We had concluded that rejection is normal, Duke was also trying to show you that, right? Rejection shouldn't diminish your confidence. As a matter of fact, sometimes you might not know the value of acceptance if you don't know what it means to have been rejected. And sales is all about no and yes. You can either get both, right? Dr. Alonge, it's a pleasure to meet you, right? And my first question to you is, what is the difference between networking for visibility and networking for value creation, and how can young professionals make that shift? Networking for visibility and networking for value creation.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I think my own idea is a bit different. And you know, when I entered in here, the first question I asked the convener is, what was the purpose of this? And he said that he was trying to, you know, bring out the salesperson in everyone that is there. And the next question I asked, I don't know if it was you I asked or if it was Edgar, and I said, to what end? What's the purpose? You want to sell. You want to be a good salesperson. For what purpose exactly? So my own perspective is going to be different because I'm an entrepreneur and I don't take apologies for it. So I wish I can see people's faces, but I can't see, honestly. Everywhere is just black. But I want to ask, how many of us are trying to be entrepreneurs here? Did I see a lot of hands? I'm going to ask again, because when I was coming, I thought this was a church program. Yes, for some reason, I don't know what gave me that idea. But I also want to ask, how many of us are Muslims here? How many? Did I see any hand? Eh? Eh? One or two? Thank you very much. The reason is because I knew that most of us were going to be Christians, actually. Also because I think it was one of my former employees that called me. Am I right? Yeah, yes. So it was one that called me. So the reason why I asked that question is this, and it's very germane. God has given us something, you know, that could help us in life. There's nothing that we are looking for, honestly, that is not all around us. You know, there are so many places in the Bible where the Bible will say, does nature not teach you? Does nature not teach you? Because there are certain things in nature that we should see. And I'm happy Edgar has said most of the things that you need to be about, you know, about the psychology of sales. The things that you need to be, primarily, content, your own content. Because the first thing you are selling is yourself. The product is just going to vary per time, or the service is going to vary per time. It is you that is the most important thing. And the question is, what do you want? What are you trying to achieve? You must be able to understand it well. Well, because if you read the Bible from beginning to end, it's all about process. Process. I asked somebody a question. I said, why did God call Abraham out of his father's house? What kind of place was his father's house? His father's house, according to the Bible, is the Ur of the Chaldean. Am I right? Am I correct? Are we good Christians there? Okay. Because I'm going to use the little things around us to teach us. The Bible says that he called Abraham out of the Ur of the Chaldeans, a pagan place, correct? And he took him to where? Canaan. As at the time he took him to Canaan, do you know that Canaan was also a pagan place? So why was God taking him from a pagan place to another pagan place? Process. God wanted to teach him process. And there are many times that God will look for somebody around the world to use and he can't find. He will wait for somebody to be born. Because he needed that process. And when the question you asked me now, you said, what's the difference between networking for
visibility
for
and
visibility?
for value creation?
We live in a world today where everybody wants to be known. But the question is, what do you want to be known for? We don't even know it. Everybody wants to be known. They say in Nigeria now, you fake it till you make it, which is fine. Packaging is part of it all. Packaging. But why do you want to be known? What do you want to be known for? Networking for visibility and networking for
value creation.
For value creation, thank you. What do you want to be known for? Networking for visibility is basically just going everywhere to be seen. You are at conferences, you are at sales events, you are at the right places trying to be seen. Of course, eventually people will see you, people will know you. But what would they know you for? Do you know it's possible that people will know you and they know you for your stupidity? Let's be real. It's possible. People might know you for your nuisance value. People might know you for different things. What do you want to be known for? And the long and short of what you can be known for, or what you might want to be known for, is what is inside of you. What value do you own? What value do you have? What value do you want to pass on? So networking for value creation is somebody that actually, number one, cares about how I'm being perceived, what I'm putting out. So in the case of products, the guy wants to actually find out what can I even sell to impact the person I want to sell to. Edgar asked you guys, and I think a lot of people came up, they said they were real estate salespeople there, right? Do you know that the way you sell to one real estate client, A, is not the same way you sell to real estate client, B, even if you are selling the same property to both of them? Do you know? Do you know that what will sell A may not be what will sell B? Are we aware? Okay, so why is there that difference? Even though you are selling the same thing, you are the same person, why do you think that difference is there? Why? So which means if you are packaging yourself and you are going to leave your house and you know you are going to talk to A and talk to B, that means you must understand A versus B. You must know both of them very well, and you will know what can sell both of them. That is somebody that is trying to network for value. Value. Edgar said something the other time, and he said somebody was slouching, and he said, what did he say? They didn't.
I think I was upstairs.
Okay, so I've been to a client's office, mistakenly, because I actually knew this. I also worked in 4 banks. 2 in Nigeria, 2 outside. And the third place was one of the big 4s. Now, I went to a client's office one day, mistakenly. But the Baba was one of those Baba of ICANN. All those old men of ICANN, that they were the fellow of those days. And I dropped my phone on his table. He took offense to it immediately. Immediately. Meanwhile, in banking, they used to also tell us that don't go to client's office and go and drop your bag or your phone or anything on the client's table. So you need to understand the difference between, you need to understand your market first. Yeah. If you are trying to sell for value, if you are trying to network for value creation, you need to understand your market. Understand the different segmentation. Know where you want to plug yourself. Then, you can now develop the product, develop the service, and yourself first. And foremost, your capacity. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, a lot of wisdom has been said in that. My next question to you, Doyinsola, you deal with high net worth individuals. And, high net worth individuals don't just invest money, right? They also invest their trust. As a matter of fact, their trust comes before their money, right? So how do you think you truly earn the trust of these guys to ensure that they're able to place their trust and place their money with you? What are the strategies, or if you can come from a standpoint of your own story, are you able to earn trust with a particular client, and what did you do and how did you do?
All right, thank you. So earning trust with HNIs pretty much requires a number of things.
Sorry, give me a minute. For those that don't know what HNIs means, means high net worth individuals.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry about that. So earning trust with high net worth individuals requires a combination of things. Your expertise, your empathy, and again, consistency. So let's break it down. Number 1, competence. What do you bring to the table? How versatile are you in? The second thing is transparency. How transparent are you in dealing with people? How open are you? The third one is discretion. Whatever that is being discussed with you, do you keep it to yourself or you make it a public spectacle? Do you discuss their business openly? Then, your expertise and your empathy. With empathy comes with how emotionally sound you are. Are you able to manage your emotion, let alone another person's emotion with a lot of baggage? They have family differences, different family structures, different family dynamics. They have all sorts going with them. So are you able to manage them efficiently and coordinate yourself? And lastly, consistency. You say you are good at what you do. How do you deliver on performance? Is it something that today you will do well and tomorrow you won't do well? How reliable are you? So if you put all of this in check, HNIs typically look for people that will protect them, people that would understand them, and people that would prioritize them. So if you have all of these qualities, it will be easy for them to deal with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Very straight, and very straight. Now, Dr. Kunle, you mentioned earlier about a mistake you made, and it was just a mistake. It wasn't intentional, where you dropped your phone on someone's table and the person picked offense. Now, riding on that, I would like to ask, what are the mistakes you believe young professionals, make easily, especially in their relationship and dealing with high-value individuals?
I actually think a lot of young people that I see around today, they need to be more emotionally strong. And why did I say that? See, rejection is normal. Okay, I think somebody has mentioned rejection, right? There are some relationships that you have to work, and you work them for years before you can get them. Eventually, that man was one of those relationships that eventually we got, but we got him after a very long time. And you would get such a person. I mean, I'm giving you my own practical example, right? The day the man was going to call us, he was going to call us because somebody messed up. It can be that simple. But that was also because we're always in his mind. So if you're going to be a salesperson, you have to find a way to always be in the mind of your customers. Always. So Edgar asked you a question. How many of you read newspaper? You must be able to know the kind of information you can be sending to your customers every day. Every day. So in my own case, being in financial services, I have a platform, although that's by the side. But I have been able to devise a way where I can actually send you a text message or a WhatsApp message that will carry certain information to you every morning. So, for instance, I'm in money market. I can provide you some money market rate, whether it is FX rate, whether it is whatever, information that you might not readily have access to in the morning. The guy asks you, do you know nairametrics? Only a few people raised up their hand. You have to have, and I particularly don't really like settings like this, personally, because I feel people don't get much from it. I like round tables. Why do I like round tables? So that we can also be looking at ourselves in the face and be asking ourselves some home truths. The reason why those early churches in those days were very effective was because even though they were not more than 12, there were not more than 10 people there. They were very effective because everybody was on the same page. And when we come here, the most important thing is for us to be able to get the most out of it. And there's nothing I want to say or anybody want to say today that honestly at some point in time, you have never heard of it before. The only difference is, what are we going to do with the information? What are we going to do with the information? There are some sales that you have to do for a very, very long time. But they always say something. If you continue to scratch, fire will spark. If the fire sparks, if it sparks, then what? Then what? It's not every relationship that you go there and then and there's so many mistakes that most of us will give up. We give up before the thing can happen. Because why? We're not emotionally strong. Mm-hmm. We're not emotionally strong. There's a story of a guy that said he was digging in the US. gold. He was digging for crude or something. And he dug the ground for a certain level and he got tired, he sold it. The next guy that bought it came into the place, dug just a little more, and he hit the gold. And that's what happens most of the time. We give up too soon. Yeah. So it's not every relationship, but in that process, in that time where that thing is gesticulating, what do you do? How do you make yourself relevant? You must be able to approach those people every day, every time. Oh, and take it away from the space of I'm just selling to you desperately to the place of relationship. Mm-hmm. And when you have that relationship with them, then they will appreciate the information you are sharing with them.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because of time, one final question, and this question is very important, especially this question to Doyin Sola. Right? How do you handle relationships that drain energy and don't lead anywhere without burning bridge? Right? Especially when it has to be with your relationship with an high net worth individual or a client. Now, how do you handle that relationship, knowing that this relationship is not leading anywhere? However, I don't want to burn the bridge.
That seems to be like a contrast. If the relationship is not leading anywhere, why are you keeping it? Except I didn't get the questions right.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, so I think personally and over the years, I believe all relationship would have its value at the set time. So I don't burn bridges. I would rather walk away to come back another time to have a conversation with you. Because you don't know who you would meet tomorrow or who would help you on the way. So I keep that conversation open. And even if there is strife in the conversation, I de-escalate. I'm quick to say sorry. I try to be human in everything that I do. So I think the first thing is to be human. And once you're being human, you would empathize. You put the next person in your shoe, and you're able to act accordingly. And in every of my conversation, I take out bitterness. Because the moment you take out bitterness, then you can converse excellently without emotion. And when you act, when you are in your emotion, and you take a step back and you recount or recollect the things that you've said or the things that you've done, you begin to ask yourself, are you the same person that did that? So again, I'll use the current steeze and composure always. Thank you.
Steeze and composure always. Thank you so much, Doyin Sola, for that. And then my final question as we end this session, and then this question is also very, very important, and it's to Dr. Kunle, and the question is, if you are to teach us, right, how to turn relationship into opportunities with 2 steps, what would those 2 steps be?
Turn relationship into opportunities. In 2 steps. That's a tough one. Well, opportunities will come out of your relationships depending on how you manage them. Opportunities will come out of your relationship depending on how much value you have put into those relationships. I don't know what those 2 steps will be that will turn your relationship into opportunities just in 2 steps. I don't know. Because has it worked for me that way? I don't believe so. I don't think it has worked for me that way. What I can say is, for your relationships to become opportunities for you, you must always be willing to build from inside out. Many a times today we want to build from outside in. And what do I mean by that? We want to be on social media, and we want to make so much money from social media. But how do we it's easy for us, it's many a times what many brands that I see around, they don't have staying power. Staying power is what I call, what do I mean by staying power? Something that makes you stay around for a very long time. Today everybody is hearing about Dangote. But do we know where the guy started from? Do we know where it started from? There was an announcement he made some days ago, some weeks ago, that was going to invest 1 billion in Zimbabwe. I can guarantee you, 1 kobo of his money is not in that money. I can guarantee you. He has gotten to a point today where people would approach him and they will put money or put him as the face of the business, and they will put money behind him, and then the opportunity happens. How do you get there? You have to be willing to build from inside out. You must have staying power. You must be willing to go through the process. What do they call it? Delayed gratification. Opportunities won't happen immediately. And I don't know whether it's going to happen for you in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. I don't know. But it will never happen immediately. Unfortunately, we live in a world today where we want to put A down and get B out fast. It doesn't happen. So stay with it. But before you stay with it, understand what you are staying with. Stay with it and just keep marinating it till it happens for you. And don't do anything for money. If money is always your goal in entering any business or going into anything, you will make that money, but you won't make it for a very long time. But if value is your purpose, then money will come along with the value eventually. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Beautifully, I still have a couple of questions here, but then that is why we have Event Afterlife. So we're partnering with a beautiful brand called Event Afterlife that ensures that this event is going to end now, but it doesn't end here. The event continues. For the next 365 days, sales conference is still here. It's on your phone. You are still seeing this conference is still continuing. And then a lot of questions you want to ask during Solar, right? Event Afterlife gives you opportunity to ask questions, to still ask Dr. Kunle questions. So we still have this session continually. But then it's been an amazing time at the sales conference. And I want to let me appreciate my guests alone doing Solar and Dr. Alunge, feeding us from their wealth of experience. And one thing that is particular about this session that you might have missed is the importance of creating value, right? Doing Solar has envisioned it not just by what she has said, but by life. And then the same, Dr. Kunle, it's the core of sales is value creation. And like I told them, you don't be a salesman. Well, sales is the only profession where your value is limitless. In any other profession, in law, your value is boxed to your job description. But then in sales, in entrepreneurship, in creating value, your own value is limitless and you define it. So as we go to the final session for about 5 minutes, and then we'll have a sales testimony session from one brother that is very dear of mine, dear to me, and then we'll round up the sales session, right? I would like to make 1 or 2 announcements afterwards, right? But before then, let me just appreciate these beautiful people once again, right? I don't know why. Maybe I'm the only one, but I believe Dr. Alunge still has so many things he wants to say. Right? I'm not okay. Thank God for Event Afterlife, right? Thank God for Event Afterlife. We'll be hosting sales conference again, and then Dr. Alunge, would you want to be part of this conference again? We are taking this conference beyond Lagos. This Lagos edition, right? By God's grace, we've secured a spot in Ogun, right? Today, and we'll be at Ogun sometimes next year. And then someone contacted me already that why not just come to Abuja? So let's fly together, all right? The sales conference is selling, so why are you not selling? All right, so let's just have a picture session.
Wow. Say to your friend, staying power, consistency, expertise, and ask the final question. How well do you know your job? What's the response? I want to hear it. I said, what's the... So you don't know your job, or you are 2/10. All right. I know I said that if you have questions that we should please pen them down. So we're super close to that moment whereby we want to and treat all of them, as many as possible. So to have people that have questions in the house. So before we go there, we're going to go to another session whereby somebody's going to come and talk about sales, their own aspect of sales. So, like, for example, now, today I learned that as big as Eco Hotel and Suites is, there's still a need for a sales manager. And as dangerous as Coke is for your health, but it is still very much good for your taste buds. And that, especially with ice, that feeling. Can we have the bio for Tolani Julius?
Mr. Tolani Julius is a visionary creative director, a multidisciplinary artist whose work blends storytelling, design, and cinematic brilliance to shape unforgettable brand experiences. A photographer, filmmaker, and brand strategist, he leads with bold imagination and unshakable passion for excellence. Through Tolani Junior's productions and his creative academy, he empowers emerging talent, turning raw potential into refined creative mastery. Known for his eye for detail and ability to transform ideas into inspiring visual narratives, Mr. Tolani Julius stands as a dynamic force in Nigerian's creative industry, driven by innovation and committed to rising as a world-class creative industry.
The sales conference, please put your hands together as Tolani Julius comes forward. A round of applause. Keep clapping. Keep clapping.
Thank you so much. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all enjoying our time and this session. Sorry, multimedia, can we have something on the screen? All right, today I'm not here for Tolani Julius, I'm here for Event Afterlife. All right, so you might be wondering, what's really Event Afterlife? So, let me start with this. Meet Jimmy. Jimmy is a 15-year-old boy. Of course, he loves to play football. I'm telling you a story, so enjoy it with me. His father is a popular public speaker, and Jimmy's favorite hobby is to play football. His father is his best goalkeeper, of course. So Jimmy has a notion of his father being a goalkeeper, while you all have the notion of Jimmy's father being a public speaker. And then his dad also serves as goalkeeper on his football days. And Jimmy is seated somewhere in front because it's his father's memorial. And then people started saying a lot of things about him. Oh, the day I sat at a conference and Mr. Agbaje said so many things. Not Mr. Agbaje. Mr. Ogumbi said so many things. I learned from him. And Jimmy is wondering, my father, a goalkeeper, says so many things. You know, no, my father is actually a goalkeeper, not a public speaker. Because the direction of how he sees his father is a goalkeeper. That's the relationship of Jimmy with his father. And then so many testaments of how his father has shaped life. You know, so many experiences. People said so many things. And then Jimmy said something. I'll read it out to you quickly. Jimmy said, I wish I could hear this again. I wish my children could hear this someday. I wish this moment didn't have to disappear. Now, one of the funny things in life is that we've been to many conferences, and the question is, how many conferences have you been to that you can remember? Or the words that you can remember from the conferences, you know, the words that some of the speakers spoke, and they were They were very impactful. I bet it with you that even if you have all your notes written down, everything from sales conference will only be in your head for the next 2 years. Probably some of them will shape your life, but you cannot remember everything from sales conference vividly or word for word. And then this is me introducing you to Event Afterlife. All right, so what's Event Afterlife? Event Afterlife is a media and tech company that help you repackage every conferences so that you can stay back on your phone. You can watch, will be the one to give you the heads up. Oh, now you need to watch. And these conferences will be packaged to be sold to everybody. So it's not we are not just a company. Please, can we go to the next slide, please? No, not this, next. All right, let me just read from my slide here. I said our mission is to preserve the value of event by transforming conference content into high quality, ever accessible digital assets, creating continuous impact and continuous revenue for organizers and what speakers. So if you're here today and you probably have events, you have conferences, you have trainings, you have seminars, and you've been thinking about the 4,000 watch hour on YouTube and how to get 1K subscribers. No, you don't have to wait till then before you start making money from those things. So this is us. We are the Alaba of your content. So bring it to us. Let's repackage it and then let's sell it to everyone. You know, based on research, 3 to 4 million conferences are being held globally in a year. And some of the question is that all of these conferences being held, how many of them do people go back to watch? Very impactful conference. You know, you get them now and then you tell your friends about things you learned from sales conference. The YouTube stream will actually be put down because Event Afterlife will be packaging this and then will be reselling to everybody. So you can also buy membership on Event Afterlife. Our tech platform is out. Currently in the pipeline, we are building it currently. And then you can buy membership to put up your content also, and will help you to repackage and sell. Every story, every advertisement that comes to selling that particular content, don't worry, we'll handle that for you. If you need to shoot a documentary, if you need to get testimonials of people just to sell the content, don't worry, we are doing that for you. Ours is to repackage the content, and you can call us the tech and the Alaba of the tech world. So I hope I've been able to tell you that events should not end when the lights are out, but events should continue, because beyond just the lights and the camera, content are values. And then I give you this word. I say our belief is your content should live longer than the moment, longer than you, a legacy and a lasting generation. And then, you know, so many contents have been everywhere. No structure replay system, no repackaging, no digital archive, no after advertising, no monetization. And this is us telling you that we'll do everything for you at Event Afterlife. I hope I've been able to convince you that your content should not just die in the room, but then you should make money out of this content. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And this event, like I mentioned earlier, is in partnership with Event Afterlife. So tomorrow, this event is not over, right? The very final person that will be given a short talk for 5 minutes, because we are against time, is Ola Moses. This man, his story inspires me. I won't tell it for him. In 5 minutes, he will say his story.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow. Okay, so now I understand what Dr. Kunle was talking about. I can't see anybody. I can only see lights. Okay, Ola Moses is my name, and first I would like to say a very big thank you to Decoder. Yeah, I used to answer the name Decoder. So thank you very much, Sonny Oluwatobi, for the invite. My brother left here. My brother and my big time celebrity. Do we call them celebrity now? Yeah, he's a big boy now, so he's my own very big brother. He's a big brother now in the industry. That's Tolani Julius. Tolani Julius has been the one snapping me since years now. Is it up to 10 now? Yeah, thank you very much, Tolani. Tolani is one person whose life I am always wanting to learn from. So I am here to just tell you about my own short story in sales. Interesting enough, I've never been a salesman. Yeah, I've never been a salesman. Then why am I at sales conference? I have over 10 years of experience in marketing. Ola Moses is my name, and I am a marketing manager for Page Financials, a financial institution here in Lagos. And what we do is, of course, you can check us up online. We support people's dream by funding their dreams. Like I said, I've had over 10 years of experience in marketing, transcending from, I've had the opportunity of working with different brands, from the non-governmental, advocacy, small and medium businesses. And here, I've also worked with agencies, and now I work in the financial institution. For the sake of this conference, I would just want to say this, that if there's one thing I have learned in my 10 years of experience, it is one thing majorly: believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. The last section that we had, they spoke about two things. One, rejection is normal, I think SOS mentioned that rejection is normal, and the guest spoke about you need to just sell yourself. I remember working at a particular company in Bode Thomas, and the CEO said to my face, said to his son, who is the manager of my own sub-company, this boy does not know anything, let's get someone else. He said it to my face. And before they would let me go, they asked me to go and do an evaluation of our page and our competitors. And I did. Guess what? In Nigeria, our company was the second best, but the very best, we cannot meet her. She's way better at Chioma Ifeanyi Eze, accounting up, for those that know her. So there's no way I can meet this woman. She's selling Sage. I'm not selling Sage. I'm selling a software that has bugs everywhere. Oh, we're the second best, but my boss is not still pleased. Said, this boy does not know anything. I promise you I will start a job for 15 good months. And my wife, I lost that job 7 days after I got to know my wife was pregnant. So we drank Gary for 15 good months. And my wife was earning just 60,000 naira then. This I'm telling you is 2021. I got married November 28, 2020. Tolani Julius was my photographer. And I lost my job February 15, 2021. 15 good months I was without a job. But you know one thing I know, sir and ma, I was so sure that I know what I am doing. I was 100% confident. Yeah, as much as I believe in myself, I had to go re-enroll to be sure that what I know. And you know when you re-enroll for a course and the person that is teaching you, everything the person is saying, you already know. Has ever happened to you before? That was my testimony. But you know what? I had to just set everything she's teaching. At times I just mute I'll just put my phone one side. I'll go and be playing. Online, that's danger of online class. I'll just go and play. But I tell my, I said, after graduation, this girl, if there's opportunity, she will refer me. That's one of the advantage of me going for that class. And after 15 months, the journey started. And from getting a job that was paying me lesser than the one I lost, gradually, here we are today, marketing manager, after 10 good years. I say it to everyone, everywhere I find myself, never let the fear of losing your job hit you at any point. If they sack you, you will get another one.
Go fall.
You are not the first person that they will sack. Anytime anybody threatens me too much, I tell them the highest you will do is you will sack me. Right. After 1 month, I will get another one, and I will get a better pay. It's because I know what I can offer. If there is any brand that will prosper, give it to me. Tolani Julius say every brand is should prosper. Me, any brand that market, the whole world will see. Yes, I am confident. So please, I leave that with you. Believe in yourself. Never let anybody make you feel less than you are. Even if it is true, don't show it that what they have said is true. Thank you.
Thank you, Ola Moses. So it's beautiful that Ola Moses company funds dreams and ideas. Sales conference is my dream. Your company is funding it. Thank you so much. God bless you. Can you join me together for Page Financials? He answered on their behalf, not on his behalf. So I've come to the end of the maiden edition of Sales Conference, and it was a success. You made it a success. A huge appreciation to you. Can you tell the person beside you, thank you for making it a success? I want to appreciate my very own parents, my dad and my mom. I want to appreciate my team, Ayo Kiki, my friend from childhood. I want to appreciate students from Lassus Tech. They came all the way from Ikorodu. Student from Yaba Tech. Student from University of Lagos had to cancel today. But nevertheless, you made it here. So many people registered and they couldn't make it. But you know who made it? You made it. And I'm waiting for your testimony of sales, right? I want to make this announcement quickly. Sales conference is here to stay, right? Beautifully, Dojo Harlan had confirmed that City FM will be helping us with promotion for the next edition, right? Beautifully, Dr. Gbadebo has also said, anytime you need me for anything, particularly I want to mentor people from this conference. So we'll be having opportunity to mentor people. Last week I got calls to say, I will need people to work with me in sales for this conference. So the registry for job in sales, we have about 5 companies looking for sales people that has registered with us. You're looking for job in sales, you can scan your barcode and then you can submit your CV. We review it, we push to the employers that we believe would get you, and then hopefully you get the job. But then ensure your CV. Please, our our doors and windows are open. You want to join us? Like I mentioned, we are moving to Ogun State. We just secured a venue at Funab, and one of our guests just said it's going to be available for that. We are moving to Ogun State, and from Ogun State, if the Lord wills, we move to Abuja. If you want to be part of this team, you can also see the registration team at the back. There's a barcode where you can scan, and then you can volunteer to be part of us. You are like Ola Moses. Your company funds dreams and visions. Tell us about them. So when people say, this is what my company do, just let me talk to somebody. I don't care if they will answer me or not, right? Then I think it was Ethel during the course of this event. And this lady kept on telling me, they will not answer, just secure the opportunity. She secured it late, and we got it late. Ethel is sponsoring the next sales conference, right? So it's just secure it. I am sellable. I don't know if you are.